Give that a few seconds. Everybody should have just got a notification. We're starting. We'll be live in T-minus 10.
10, 11, 12.
5,
Oh,
4,
wrong way.
3, 2. Go!
Hey!
All right.
We're on?
We are on and live.
Here we go. Eat alive!
Well, happy holidays, everybody. We're not doing a Christmas episode this year.
Merry Christmas.
We're all gonna...
Goodness, yeah, let's crit.
Yes, let's get some good crits in tonight.
We're going
Unlike
Krampus.
last night. Or last time.
Last night.
Last night.
What?
It was rough last time.
It was very rough. What happened was Needles was able to convince the party to go after the Tiger's Eye Diamond, which resided in Duke. What was his name? Duke,
Silver.
not a vampire. Duke Meyerwind's house.
Not
Silver.
Not Duke Silver?
No,
Oh.
different person altogether. They came up with a plan to send Brahm in and apparently Akio after he rolled okay on his performance.
I was the only one rolling good.
Yep. As a distraction, and then Ari would sneak in and steal the diamond before leaving. And then they found that their party was being crashed by a half-dragon by the name of Resmir, which...
Which a foolish gnome tried to kill.
Yeah. So the rolls didn't go well. Ari
Could happen.
kind of fell into a trap that
you.
involved another thief, another ninja-like
They
thief.
bravely ran away.
Yes. With the diamond.
With the diamond in tow,
Yep.
thank you very much.
Yeah. Brahm ended up failing most of his performance rolls and ended the night by throwing a dagger into the shoulder of the dragon, at which point Akio proceeded to blast Resmir over and over again. They almost got her, too, if it hadn't have been for the guards that the Duke seemed to have around. And in the meantime, our two resident warriors were outside the gates and fighting off their own guards and not able to really hold their own. It was a very poor night as far as rolls go for everybody. But luckily the guards came and they were able to sneak away in the confusion. Brahm unconscious, Ari with the diamond still, but all of them very worse for the wear as they head back to, what do we call it? Was it
The
two daughters?
Two daughters, yes, because there's his two daughters, two twin daughters.
I thought it was...
I thought it was called like the Goldener or something.
Let's see if I have... Say that over there. I need to get organized, guys.
Just know that all the while, Brahm's tongue is lolling out of his mouth. He's,
I'm sure it has a very it was something twice, wasn't it?
I'm pretty sure it was the two
The two daughters?
because when he came in, it said it was the Tavern Keepers. It was named after his two twin daughters. Or nieces.
Yeah. But I can't remember if it was called the two daughters or if it was like daughter or something like that. Or...
Daughter squared.
Anyway, so that is where we find ourselves. The party makes it back to the inn without any sort of stopping from the guards or any of the other ones that seem to be active now that this has all gone on. Good rolls tonight. Good rolls. Happy beeps.
Good find.
Happy thoughts.
And they get there and open up the door, and there's still a few people milling about. It's not too late. I mean, they were at the end of a dinner party, so probably like 8 o'clock in the evening now. And a couple people kind of turn and look at you and then just kind of go back to their beer. But you do see Needles sitting at a table, and he's speaking with a wrinkled old woman who has kind of a hood over her head, and she's got the symbol for, let's see, what would be the deity that she worships?
None of the rest of us have any kind of healing spells. Or
I have minor healing stuff.
Braum is the healer.
I mean, none of the rest of us. I mean, none of those conscious.
No. Can you hear better now, Reese?
Yeah, I've been able to hear you guys pretty well the whole time.
Okay. I just turned the gain up a little bit. Hopefully that will...
It would be...
Okay, I can go. I will. Use it.
Piece of cake.
Thank you so much. I'll be better prepared next time.
Impressive.
Not
Not
impressive.
It would be Lyra. She is wearing a triangle of 3 6-pointed stars, which is the symbol for Lyra.
Who is the goddess of
Joy.
hairdos? Oh.
Yep, she's the goddess of joy.
Good hit.
That's Lorna is the
Right.
goddess of heritage.
Right.
Yep. Actually, Shanae. Shanae.
Cool, Adria.
Okay. Well,
Coordinate.
Courtney.
I say,
With
two
E's. By pulling out their weeds.
I say, Thornock, why don't you take Brom upstairs and I'll talk with Needles. We need to get Brom back on his feet. I guess if we're having a long rest. Well, I don't know. Well, yeah, we kind of have to. Yeah.
I can just chill.
Um.
As long as nobody attacks me.
Yeah, exactly.
So I pick Brom up by his ankles and I clumsily walk upstairs.
Bonking his head on the railing. As he
Luckily, he's got that pendant on that's keeping him
Yeah,
from
exactly.
death save
Stand
throws.
stable.
Yep.
Okay.
It is glowing very brightly as he hits every step along the way.
He's fine.
He's fine.
So I walk up to Needles and I give him sort of some secret signs, letting him know that, mission accomplished, basically, and sit down and say, I could use a drink.
Well, let me get you one. And he snaps his fingers, and one of the daughters comes over and he orders you a drink. In the meantime, the older lady is kind of staring at you, and she goes, "Little Ari,
That's right.
is that you?"
I totally forgot about vestibule.
Vestibule.
Yeah. Sister Vestibule. Yeah.
Sister bench.
It's actually
Sister
a lobby.
That's right.
It's a lobby.
Sister lobby.
Yes.
What was my original name for it? Dragon something?
Dragon
Dragon
breath.
Yeah, dragon. No, it was dragon. No.
Dragon
Dragonborn.
face. I don't know. Dragon. Anyway,
Dragon here.
I catch myself though. I say, Sister Vestibule. I'm so glad to see you. I'm not laughing, by the way. Good
All right,
roleplay. That was out of character.
How about that?
It's good to see you too. You seem thin.
Say, well, as you know, kind fatherly Needles here took me under his wing, orphanage, but I left his employ 30 years ago. Spent most of my time becoming a bit of an ascetic in the way of the League Monastery outside of town, where I've been training as a monk.
Good. I'm glad you got away from this one. Hey. Then the drink comes and gets it down in front of you. Is everybody else upstairs? Where is everybody else at this time?
I check with Ari. Do you need anything? Am I good to go? Say, let's make sure Brom's taken care of. I'm upstairs.
I'm just gonna go hang out at the bar.
So, Needle said you wanted to see me tonight.
I said, yes. I was hoping to be able to make a rather sizable donation to the orphanage, mostly as a way to say thank you for all that you've done, not only for me, but for the orphans of the city. And Needles here was going to help me, wasn't she?
And oh yes, of course. And she kind of gives him this like glare, that eye that you know is like the most scrutinizing eye that you've ever experienced. And she goes, and then she turns it on you, and she's just like, "Make good money being a monk, do you?"
I say, well, I left the monastery 2 months ago, and actually have at the behest of my master, to essentially go out into the world and find people to help, use my newfound abilities to right wrongs and protect the innocent, all of those.
So you're an adventurer now.
Yes, you could.
I had such high hopes for you too. Well, the orphanage would be more than happy to accept any donations that you'd like to. You don't need to do anything, though. You don't owe the orphanage.
I know. It's not about what I owe. It's about me wanting to do good, frankly.
Mm-hmm. And how did you come by this money again?
I just say, I'm not sure, frankly, if you would like the answer to that.
Yeah, that's what I thought. And she glares at Needles again, and he just looks very uncomfortable and then takes a drink of his drink and kind of turns away.
I say, so the question is, would you rather remain ignorant and receive the money that can help the children, or not? And I'm fine either way. I leave the choice up to you.
You should get credit for your work. I'll take it open.
Okay. I say, perhaps it would be best, in the interest of safety, if you were to return to the orphanage, and I could come by later with the donation itself.
Needles goes, I actually have it if you want to give it to her here.
Perhaps, but if that's the case, then I have to insist on escorting you back, just to make sure that no thieves or brigands accost you.
I raised half the thieves in this town.
That's a good point, but there are some, shall we say, outsiders that we've run into this evening that probably weren't raised.
Very well. And Needles pulls out a bag and sets it on the table. It kind of clinks.
Okay.
And she takes it and pockets it away in her robes.
I say, hold on just a minute. Let me inspect the contents of the bag, if I may.
And she passes it back out to you.
I kind of look at Needles with a little half grin, you know what I mean? I just want to check and make sure that.
So he kind of looks away and just starts drinking again.
Mm-hmm.
The total amount that you guys were going to fence this war was about 7,000, right. And you were going to give a third to the orphanage, right? Calculate that up for me really quick, Mr. Mathman.
2,333.
Correct.
Okay, so 2,000.
32 cents repeating.
Rain Man over here.
So 2,000. You count it out, and there's a lot of platinum, a lot of electrum in there. Basically the higher end coinage, because it's easier than carrying around a giant sack of gold.
Mm-hmm.
But it comes out to actually be 2,500 gold. Yep.
I give him an appreciative nod.
He just keeps looking away, just keeps drinking.
It looks like it's all there. Pass it back to her.
And again, it's gone in a flash.
Okay.
And she stands up and she says, "You really don't have to escort me."
I say, I insist. I would know, right, if she's not who she says she is.
You can roll an insight check.
Yeah, let me do can I do a perception check on her and Needles, just or Needles, I guess, to see if.
Yeah, if you're looking at to see if she is who she says she is, that would be an insight check.
Insight.
Yep.
Okay. That's. Oh well, either way. So 17.
Yeah, I mean, she's older than you remember, but
right.
I mean, that happens to people.
Sure, they age.
Yep.
Okay.
It's going to happen to you someday.
Ooh.
Actually, not once I hit level like 14, I get some sort of like timeless body thing.
Yes, I meant Ari. Yeah.
Oh yeah, I'm in character here.
Yeah, sorry.
Okay, I say no. I insist. I want to make sure that this gets where it's going.
So she stands up and she straightens her robes and she goes, "Did I see you were carrying a child in?"
one of my companions. He was actually no. Wait, halfling. Wait.
Brom turns over in his sleep.
Yeah. He looks.
Dude, we're upstairs.
I felt a disturbance in the force.
He looked sick.
Let's just say he's had better days.
I've seen better days.
Does he need help?
Well, yes, if I recall, you are rather skilled in the ways of medicine. He could probably use some seeing to, if you wouldn't mind.
Take me to it.
Okay, I'll take her upstairs.
She follows. She's, despite being well into her 60s, she doesn't have any trouble on the stairs. And she heads on up, and you guys get there. Let's see here.
It's just my thumbprint.
Oh, okay.
So the rest of you are kind of in your separate rooms, because I believe you guys did 2 for the ladies. You're still at the bar.
I'm at the bar.
And the 3 for the men.
Thornak, how'd you put me on?
Thornak was on his own.
Am I laying stately like?
You're laying face down.
Yeah, you turned over.
I'm like turned over. One leg's on the bed. The other leg's just kind of. You get tossed on the bed.
Imagine I took like a sack of potatoes and then just tossed them onto a bed.
So I'm just a pile of heap.
A pile
Yeah,
of potato.
I just made sure nothing was smothering you.
Potato heap.
I think Thornog was actually sharing a room with you guys. I think you were debating on giving him his own room. Oh no, he did say he wanted his own room.
Yeah,
He did
and then
pay
I
for his
said
own
good
room.
because he smells.
Yeah. Right. Let's bring that up again. So you 2 walk into the room. Brom is sprawled onto the bed, and Thornog, are you just like standing there, or what are you doing?
I am working on a doodle type thing
Working?
for a tattoo.
Oh, a doodle for a tattoo. Okay.
This is teabagging my dead body.
And Sister Vestibule walks in and she looks at the bed and then she looks over to you and she goes, "Couldn't you have a little more care?"
Oh.
And she comes over to you and she grabs you by the ear, and despite the fact that you're like twice her size, she lifts you closer to her, like she pulls you closer to her, and she just gives you that same eye. "You respect your friends, young man."
I like you.
And then she lets you go and take a bath. And then she turns to Brom. And she's going to come over and she's going to straighten you, first of all. She will put you in that nice, peaceful position.
Is he dying?
And she idly kind of like runs her finger over the necklace.
Mm-hmm.
And she shakes her head and goes, "Adventurers indeed." And then she's going to place 2 fingers on your forehead and 2 fingers on the medallion that she has. And she's going to cast Cure Wounds at 2nd level.
For a second, I thought it was going to be like the Dragon Ball Z. Obliterate! Really?
So Brom can regain 8 hit points. Yes. So your eyes slowly flutter open, and you come to see an old lady standing over you.
Hey.
Pardon me. Where am I?
You're safe.
What is this place?
Your friends brought you to me.
Oh, indeed. Oh. What happened?
I'm not sure on that. And she kind of backs away and lets Ari in there.
I say, we'll tell you about it later. This is Sister Vestibule, my old matron, who raised me. She was the closest thing to a mother I ever had. And she
Better than any mother you'd ever have.
Clutching my broken, assumed to be broken ribs. My lady, and trying to do a bow.
Don't move.
Laying
You're
position.
fine.
It's
There's no need to be a charmer in here.
My pleasure.
I say, would you mind if we rested? Maybe you could see to my wizard friend here as well. He's hurt, and I want to take a short rest, essentially. So I'm asking if you would mind if we kind of lick our wounds for a minute before I escort her to
What happened to my clothes?
to the orphanage.
Oh, that's right. Your best clothes are acid drenched and ruined. And she goes over and she again touches 2 fingers to Akio's head and 2 to her medallion, and then she kind of winces and pulls away, and she goes, "We cannot help that one, but he does not look too hurt."
Gotta quit
It
drinking.
literally grabbed and dug itself in. I'm not gonna stop taking my
The
skin
other
off.
one was sucking his blood.
I say, well,
No, it's not the same.
perhaps we can just bandage ourselves and we catch our breath a moment here.
Was it the new one that sucked his blood or the old one?
It was the old one.
The
first
new one
one.
I
Oh, the new one didn't do
The
anything.
new one's
No,
still
the new
a
one's
puzzle.
the new one's
I'll
still
figure it
a
out,
mystery.
Oh, okay, got it. I was confused. I was like,
Wow.
wait a minute.
If you need time to rest, you can rest.
Taking a short rest.
Okay. Everybody can take a short rest. What is Lunera drinking at the bar, by the way?
Blue milk.
Blue milk.
Milked it myself.
His face.
Yeah. No, just a good mead.
Alrighty.
All right.
Okay. Afterwards, I go down, go back downstairs, and I assume Needles is still there.
Actually, Needles is gone.
I never gave him the diamond.
Yep.
Because I want my cut. In that case, I'm going to actually leave the diamond with Lunera.
Okay.
Say, oh wait, no, she's at the bar. I don't want anybody to see that. Sorry. I go back up to the room.
Okay. You're like halfway down the stairs, and then you just turn around and head back up as soon as you don't see
I say,
Needles.
oh, Needles is gone. I'll be right back. I go upstairs. I open the door and I give it to Akio and I say, hold on to this. Be careful. Needles has disappeared, so waiting for him to.
Gone.
So then I say keep an eye out for him. I tell Lunera when I go back down to the bar. I'm like, did you see Needles leave?
Sorry, I wasn't really paying much
Paying
attention.
attention to blue milk. Watch for him in case he comes back. Maybe I'm assuming he went to get the fence. I'm sure. And actually, here's another one during that rest. So that's all good. I'm full. So I say, okay, Sister Vestibule, let's go.
And she says goodbye to the few people that she was talking to. They seem to be good friends, despite the fact that this is like a dive bar. And then she walks out with you, and she kind of just casually walks through water. Or not Waterdeep. We're not Waterdeep. We're in Baldur's Gate.
Baldur's Gate.
Yeah, sorry. And idly talks with you a little bit, and but most of the time she just stays quiet. And then about halfway there, she goes, "I'm sorry to hear about your brother."
I say, yeah, thank you. To be honest with you, part of the complication that we were involved in tonight involves him in a way. But death is what drove me to seek the monastery and leave Needles Gang in the first place. So perhaps there was some good that came. Death, though, frankly, if given the chance, I'd take him back.
There's a lot of heaviness in your heart. Very little room for joy. But the companions that you're with now seem to be improving your sensibility.
I do feel more like my old self lately than I have for the last 30 years, to be honest. Sure if that's all good or bad, but I'm doing my best to find my way.
Well, judging by what I pieced together from tonight, there was some bad, but you're also very good.
I say, how can I phrase this? Say, sometimes bad things happen to good people, and those are things that I try to correct. Sometimes bad things happen to bad people, and frankly, and I'm the cause of them, and I'm okay with that.
And she kind of just pats you on the shoulder a little bit, and then you reach the orphanage, and she says, well, any time that you want to swing by, there's always going to be a seat at the table. Yeah.
Sister, I give her a little kiss on the cheek.
Mm-hmm. And then she does the same thing that she did to Brahm, to you. But this time you just feel kind of a wave of happiness flow through you. It brings to mind your most joyous memory as she casts this little spell. And she casts Bless on you. So anything for the next, I believe it's the next couple minutes. Just if you have to roll an attack check or a damage check, it's like 94 or something like that. I'll look it up if we need it.
Okay, but we need that.
Yep. And then she gives you a hug goodnight and walks in and closes the orphanage door. You hear like 4 or 5 more locks, and then the lights kind of start snuffing out as she goes through and takes care of each of the candles herself, as she does every night.
I feel happy in my heart. Okay, back to the inn.
Yep.
Brom goes downstairs and he's matched up.
Alrighty.
And he's gonna sing at the bar. The piano has been drinking. Not me. Not me. He's just gonna keep going on and on.
You shouldn't be barding at
And
all.
the carpet needs a haircut. Not me.
Ari opens up the door, comes into the inn. He hears the drunken song of a gnome who, up until now, has been losing a lot of blood.
Yeah,
In my sorrows.
I go put my arm around him and I say, Brom, friend, I want you to go back up to the room and go to sleep. And if you won't go willingly, you will go unwillingly.
Fair enough. If I must. Can I bring my drink with me?
Sure. And I take him up to the room, and on the way I say, have you seen any sign of Needles as he come back? As he come back?
He comes in the door right then, actually.
Okay.
Yes.
There he is.
I say, thanks for
Then you go back to your drink.
Yep.
He comes in, he's alone, and he goes, all taken care of?
taken care of.
Wonderful. So, and he kind of waves to one of the tables and sits down, and he doesn't even ask for it, and one of the girls brings over a drink and sets it in front of him.
Okay.
And he goes, I may have been a little misleading with a few things on the night. I heard about some things that happened.
We definitely ran into some unexpected confrontation.
That's par for the course with the Duke, isn't it?
Indeed. In fact, I have more than half a mind to return and finish the job. And finish the job that I should have finished 30 years ago when we were first robbing him. Considering the company that he's keeping, and that he knows that, or at least suspects, that I'm the one who's robbed him, I would like to silence him permanently.
Well, I'll leave that to you. That's your business. But what I'm actually talking about is the fact that I don't have a fence for the diamond. I already have payment for the diamond.
From whom?
The benefactor who was interested in procuring it.
I suppose you'd be willing to share information as to that was.
Not really in my contract to divulge the name.
Can you at least tell me if it's somebody that I know?
No. I doubt you know him.
Can you at least tell me if it's someone who
Look,
might come after me later for what's happened?
No.
What she's really trying to ask is, are they a part of that damn dragon cult?
I'm sorry, Dragon Cult?
So, no.
Another story.
Right. And he pulls out a bag. This one's a lot bigger and a lot heftier.
Go to bed.
Okay. I figured you guys wanted gold for your journey now, so I've got that there for you.
I
cut.
I discreetly check the amount.
2,333, right? Yeah, it's 1/3 of the total price that it was fixed for.
I say it looks like it's all here. And I discreetly pass him the diamond.
Okay.
Oh yeah, that's right. You have it. Just kidding. I say, I'll be right back. I go upstairs.
Dang it. Something squeals with the
Go upstairs, grab the diamond from Akio, go back downstairs, and discreetly hand it to him.
You trust other people with that thing?
I say, my friends are trustworthy. These friends.
And he takes the diamond, and it's pretty big, so he has to he wraps it up and he puts it in a pocket, and then he puts that in another pocket, and then you see him shift underneath the shirt a little bit, do everything that he can to get you not to know where it is. And then he stands up and he says, "Well, our business is concluded. I'd recommend not sticking around too long so people can't start asking questions about why you guys are here. I heard you had trouble earlier today with the black sails, even."
It's been a long day. Thanks for the advice. Thanks for the lead. And it's a pleasure both seeing you.
Come by anytime.
And then I go upstairs. I say to Lunaire, why don't we get some rest? And maybe go see, I'd like to go see if we can find, what's his name? The
wagon dude.
The wagon dude. The equipage guy.
Wagon man. We'll just call him Wagon Man.
Akin Cinnabon. Or Cinnabon.
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 Yep.
Cinnabon.
Cinnabon.
Got it.
Cinnamon.
I actually don't
Akron Cinnabon.
I actually don't even need a long rest at this point.
Atkin. Cinnabon.
I do
Yeah,
for
I
spell
can
slots.
Yeah, you guys need to heal.
Tell us where to go. He's not a contact. He's a contact not ninja.
I am definitely ready for a long night's rest, for sure.
Okay. I say, you guys rest. I'll go see if I can find Akram. I want to take up the whole night on a solo campaign. I mean, out of character. So, is that okay with everyone?
Yeah.
You guys You guys rest. I'll try and make arrangements for
Yeah, you got 4 hours until you have to sleep.
our journey north.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
For about 15 minutes, you hear the muffled, drunken sorrows of Brahm and his pillow.
Nobody knows.
So are we doing a long rest now?
Yes, everybody will be able to take a long rest, except for Ari at this point. And Ari, you head to the I think it was the equipage.
I want to kind of stay out of the main thoroughfares if I can, as I wend my way.
Go ahead and roll me just a general wisdom check as you're using your kind of street wiseness.
Staying in the shadows.
11.
Going from alleyway to alleyway.
I mean, you're pretty sure that you're going the right way, and then you come across an alley that you don't remember, and then you come across an alley that you do remember that's blocked off now, and you're just like, crap, this has changed. But you make your way to the outer city, just north of the city. Well, so you're at a district called Blackgate. And you come up to the equipage business, and it's just kind of this big warehouse looking place. and it's got a horse and carriage for the sign, and the doors are closed.
Knock.
A few minutes pass. You know, you're not really hearing much. You hear the muffled sounds of
What time is it now?
somebody.
Like 9,
It's
10?
about 9 or 9:30,
Flying pointers. Jingling.
and
It's like an alarm clock.
after a few moments, the door opens up, and there's a very gaunt-looking man there. He's got sunken-in cheeks, thin, bony fingers, and graying hair. And he looks at me and he goes, "Can I help you?"
I'm looking for Akron.
"That's me. Can I help you?"
I show him my gauntlet pin. Say,
"Come in." And he swings the door open, and he closes it right behind you. And he goes, "You're late."
say, indeed. We've run into a few complications on the road, needless to say. Don't know if you'd care to hear the story, but we got here as soon as we could.
That's fine. All right. I suppose you want to know what's going on then.
Indeed.
All right. Well, what I've been able to figure out is that your people that you guys are following, they're heading north, heading up to Waterdeep in a huge caravan. I can get you it's and he kind of looks through it at me. He's like, "It looks like they're heading out tomorrow morning. So your best bet is to either join the caravan as travelers or get hired on as guards."
Join the caravan as travelers?
Yeah, people do that all the time. You know, you'll have people get off and
Safety in numbers.
Exactly.
I assume they would charge a fee for that.
No, actually,
No.
the caravan is pretty much, just as long as you're pulling your weight, you're not being a detriment to anybody. They'll allow you to walk along. They won't let you ride unless you pay.
I don't suppose. Well, we have horses. At least most of us.
That's true. You guys do have horses.
Yeah, we put them in the stable, right?
Mhm, yep.
Um,
Actually, you probably put them in the stable before you went into the city, because horses aren't
that's
really
right.
allowed.
So they were.
So they
south.
probably are. Yeah, they're either in the south gate or you could have paid to have them moved to the north.
transferred. Can we assume that we did that?
Yep.
We can pay.
For the ease of plot, yes.
Yeah.
Send a raven to the Southgate.
Yeah.
Tell them we want to make
Send
them
a raven. Well, what do you suppose guard duty pays?
I mean, normal guards. Let's see. Your normal guard is about 5 gold per 10 day, and you get living expenses paid for.
For 10 day and how long is this?
The journey should
4 10
take
days?
about 40 days, so 4 10 days.
I mean, this will make some money, I guess. Who do we talk to about getting hired on as guard?
The individual merchants of the caravan, as they're packing up tomorrow, you can see if they're still looking. Obviously, it's going to be a little bit harder because you guys are late. Very late.
Maybe we'll find somebody who's desperate. And maybe they'd be willing to pay more. Okay, excellent. We will be here in the morning. What time? No, what time they were planning?
Usually they leave around probably about an hour after dawn.
They will be here at dawn.
Not here.
I'm be at the departure. Look at the gate. Look at the gate.
If you want to mention my name, I'll vouch for any of you, but I can't get you any sort of special treatment with any of the merchants.
Will you be there in the morning?
No, I'll be mostly doing my business from here, but people know me.
Excellent. Thank you.
Right.
Or whatever the gauntlet fist people say.
Either gaunt be lit.
That just sounds like somebody needs to really smoke a pipe or
Light be
something.
with you.
It's like that new pipe of schmickers.
It'd be,
May the shimmer shine off your gauntlet.
yeah, it would be whatever your individual deity says, because it's basically a collection of holy knights. So.
Okay.
Yeah.
So if your deity is alcohol, sounding like
I need to figure out who my
It just
deity
gurgles.
is.
Gurgle, gurgle.
I mean, you don't necessarily have
It's
to have
like
a deity
dry. I
either.
want to.
There's some people who just go with whatever's in their heart.
Mayor Stein never
Sort of
I can get you-
elven nature.
May your stein never empty.
Yes.
Mieliki, maybe.
Mieliki.
May your bottle always be at
Mieliki
least half
is
full.
Mieliki is the goddess of the forests. Or you could do Malar, the god of the hunt.
Can you like change gods? You convert.
Yeah, absolutely. You're always
I'm open to conversion.
You're
So
always available
right now.
to-
I'm going the forest.
This is for everyone, by the way. So is that
Well,
what
she
you
has
So
a
you can
word.
I
see
say,
if,
may
I was too late to
guide
stop
your
for
path.
Jerky, so I'm glad you brought worms.
and he just gives you like a nod, like, yeah, go ahead, Churchy. There's also a
Let go.
there's also a god of wild nature, if you prefer wild nature. Sylvanus.
Oh yeah, absolutely. My name is Ariana Wild.
Yep.
After all.
And that's actually, so the symbol is an oak leaf, and he, Sylvanus, is a neutral deity. Yes, I know, Sylvanus is a he.
What?
Hey, she's also not an undead ranger.
Yeah, that's
I
true.
prefer the banshee queen.
Yes.
All right. So I head back to the inn.
Yep.
And I tell
Roll me a
everybody.
perception check, would you?
Absolutely.
You get a D4
20.
or two.
20?
Oh, okay, never mind.
Oh yeah, somebody's following you.
Awesome.
Crap.
Can I?
It's needles.
Can I? Like. I want to try and like stealth, maybe like duck down an alley.
Okay.
And stealth and see if I can see them. You know
So
what I mean?
basically,
Mhm.
Batman them.
Yeah.
Totally.
The hunter, the hunter becomes the hunter. That's
Hunter.
right. Go ahead. Yeah, go ahead and roll me a.
Hunted
Go ahead and roll me a
becomes
stealth check first.
Hunter.
Yes. Oh no.
You have that. You have the blessing now, right? Does that
Oh,
apply
yeah.
to this?
Yeah. So add a D4.
That's not gonna help much.
Yeah. I'm looking at-
So 10.
So
Wait,
yeah,
11.
you go around a corner and you hide among a few crates, and you think you hear them kind of coming down after you, and then like the footsteps just kind of stop,
Hmm.
and then a few moments later you hear a noise in front of you now,
Okay.
and you kind of turn that direction, and there is a figure standing there. He's still wearing his same armor from before, that kind of leather, thick leather.
Oh, it's that
Yeah.
thief.
Mhm. He's got the full mask on. Again, his eyes are red. His skin is pale white.
Every
You
army
wanna
was
use my
kung fu
dice? You want to use my dice?
No.
Fight?
She was as fast as lightning.
Wow, what are you
And he takes a few steps
Those are
towards
dreams.
you
Those are
and
only
stops.
dreams.
Okay.
Kind of, he stops and his feet are just planted, and then one of them kind of slides back behind the other, and he looks like he's ready to strike, but he goes, "Who are you?"
Oh my gosh.
Oh my gosh! I know who it is.
Hey, I say I would ask you the same question.
But I asked first.
I say, let's just say,
Flip the table.
let's just say I'm not a friend to your master.
He's no longer my master.
How is that possible?
He's dead.
By your hand?
No.
Whose? Resume.
Resume.
Who else but Resmir?
My new master.
And that is.
He just kind of tilts his head to the side and he says, "Who are you?"
I say, my name is Ariana Wild. I'm a monk of the Way of the Leaf Monastery. A protector of the innocent.
See, that was such a
I've come to
force.
tell you to stay away
From?
from Resmir. And
Oh.
Colt.
Or else.
And he reaches for one of his knives and he goes, "Let's just say next time I won't let you get away."
Perhaps I should keep you from getting away right now.
And he crouches a little bit, but he doesn't make any sort of move to attack you.
You forgot one of your titles.
Spear
I don't
breaker.
have any spears on. Yeah, you can see.
Could be a blade breaker.
I say,
If it's who I think it is, I do want to attack.
Yeah.
Throw punch.
That's not
Word
good.
last time. Oh, just in his larynx, right in his eardrum.
that was the Duke.
Like, it's not like I've
This is
ever heard.
That's what I'm saying,
It's
it's
not like I've ever
Yeah.
heard this
Yeah.
character's voice before, but somehow the voice like helped me know exactly who it was. Like, oh, ding!
Ah.
I've heard that before. Wait, I haven't, but I still know who it is.
I attack.
Okay.
What?
Roll initiative here.
8.
You're on your own, man.
Yeah.
I know.
You can do it.
Okay. You get to Twitter.
He got a 9.
Everybody
So
wants
you dive in and you guys quickly close the gap because he immediately pulls out his kukris.
Okay.
And he pulls out his kukri on the left and he'll toss it at you.
Mhm.
So he'll throw an attack here. I actually need you to roll me an insight check, please.
24.
You see the feint coming,
Okay.
so you're able to you just don't even worry about the kukri,
Okay.
and he's already pulling out a smoke bomb as you dive in for your first attack.
Okay.
So go ahead.
Okay.
Yep.
24.
That will hit.
And 5. And then I'm going to spend a key point.
Okay.
So next attack is 11.
That will miss.
Next attack is a 17.
That will hit.
For 7.
You get in a few quick jabs on him, and and the smoke bomb flies out of his hand, and he grunts a little bit with the effort, and then he pulls out his other kukri and is going to bring it up to slash at you for real this time. That's a 17.
I'm 17.
Okay. No, sorry, it's a 14.
Yes.
I miscalculated. So he comes up and he tries to slash you, and you kind of nimbly push it out of the way, and then he tries to bring a fist underneath.
Okay.
But he doesn't roll any better. So yep, you're able to dodge through. And then he's going to take his full move, and he's going to leap away. So you can take an opportunity attack on him as a reaction if you want.
26.
That will hit.
5. I can never remember what my plus hit is. 25, so for 12 damage.
12 damage, nice. You definitely hear something crack in his ribs as you connect with them. And then he's going to take his whole move, and he's going to run down the alley and turn around the corner.
Okay. Chase him.
Okay, go ahead and roll me a perception check.
15.
You see no sight of him.
Well, I guess we're even now. I escaped him the first time.
Mm-hmm. I am going to give you 100 experience points for the encounter.
Bravissimo.
And 1 mystery.
One mystery.
Yeah.
Mystery solved.
Mhm.
Except Akio knows nothing of this.
Well, at least the Count's dead. The Duke, I mean. That means I guess I don't have to go on my... But dang it, I wanted to kill him!
Well, now we know who.
Vengeance has been denied to me.
No.
You can still go get my dagger
gotta
from
kill
what's her
Raspberry.
face's shoulder.
I almost did already.
Alright.
Oh,
I
So,
want to kill her.
I go back to the inn.
Okay.
And I tell everyone what's happened.
You wake him up.
Oh yeah, wait, sorry, they're sleeping. Just kidding. I'll go to my room.
Guess what happened?
I'll get my 4 hours of sleep.
Roll a stealth check not to wake Lunaire up.
23.
Yeah, that's good.
All the useless rolls I get.
That's the why I make you do them. All right. So the next morning, go ahead and take a long rest. Everybody else takes a long rest. Full hit points, full hit dice back. I think it's full hit dice.
2 hit dice. Yeah. Up to 2 hit dice back.
Oh, you get up to 2?
Thank you.
Pretty sure.
Have you seen my knife?
Check your back.
It's lost.
I can't seem to find my dagger this morning.
Embedded in the shoulder of a half dragon last
Do you
time.
remember the fight, and then you sucked at drums, so I played drums.
I don't remember
And
any of
then
this. Sucking, that was just a terrible dream.
Your alter ego
Brom,
came out.
You were perfectly sober at the time.
Oh.
Your alter ego came out.
The drinking didn't start until
Little Robbie and the jean pants?
after.
That was the band name. That's what we told him to get in. We were Little Robbie and the
Oh,
Jean
no.
Pants.
It was definitely Brom. And you guys said,
I said, but listen, everyone.
Very good.
First of all, I give everybody their share of the
bouteille.
proceeds.
Which is how much?
2,333 divided by 5.
Yep, the character also regains spin hit dice equal
467.
to a number of dice equal to half of the character's total of number of them.
467 gold for everyone.
I'm gonna take some of platinum.
It's all in gold or smaller.
Gold is fine, okay.
Yep. So we'll just say for the sake of convenience, gold.
Woo-hoo. We're getting rich. Akio,
How much was that?
I need to find the money.
467.
Thank you.
Okay. So, and I tell everyone we need to be up to the gate where the caravan's leaving at dawn, so it's going to move on. I think we should try and get hired on as guards. At least it'll pay. Although we might be a little less conspicuous if we're simply pretending to be regular travelers. But large caravan.
I'm anything but
It might be a good service
Anything
to
but
help a
ordinary.
merchant. We can find someone who really, really needs help, and at least call it a good deed.
Sure. So, okay.
An old lady or a father-son merchant or something.
An old lady.
So we head up to
A weapons merchant.
head up to the gate.
Discount.
Okay. Wait,
I need breakfast. Mimosa, please.
All we have is blue milk and good meat.
Okay, thank you for your time.
That's the brand, by the way. Is literally good meat.
Good meat.
Yep.
Okay.
Good meat.
Good meat.
I can't believe it's not.
So you guys head over to the northern gate. There's a big caravan. There's several wagons kind of filtering about. Some of them are already loaded. Some are being loaded currently. And there's all sorts of people just kind of milling about, getting ready. You see some people are strapping on weapons and prepping, for their duty as a guard. There's a few people that are commanding other teamsters to get a move on. Horses are being saddled up. At least one of the wagons has a very unusual creature pulling it, a giant boar. Yeah, but all the others seem fairly normal.
Okay. I guess we just walk up to the nearest merchant caravan and say, "Excuse me, sir, madam."
It's actually, so the lady turns around. She is a very tall, very elegant-looking elf. Definitely not the normal wood elf that you're used to. And she smiles and she says, "Good morning."
Hey, my friends and I are looking to be hired on potentially as guards for anyone who may be in need of caravan. I don't suppose you would be or would know.
I'm afraid that I've already got my guards for the trip. But if you want to ask around, I'm sure you might be able to find something.
Okay.
You can come along just as friends.
Thank you. We'll see if our services are needed, and if not, perhaps we'll just join as companions.
Wonderful.
Um,
Now, if you'll excuse me, and
Of course.
she turns around and she starts talking. It's a very sweet kind of commanding voice, but it's still a commanding voice as she helps him, or as some teamsters are loading up what appear to be large bundles of dark oak wood into her wagon. And so everybody's going to go ahead and roll me either it's a charisma persuasion or an athletics check, whichever you prefer.
One persuasion.
21. Persuasion.
21 on persuasion. Wow.
9.
Okay.
With a +7.
Ouch.
24 athletics.
4. Okay. 9.
18.
18. Okay.
He's got no diplomacy.
I have no diplomacy.
He's better spoken than I today. I'm
All
in
right.
bad spirits.
So let's see here. Brom, Ari, and Thornock, you all do find jobs with a pair of another pair of kind of gentler looking elves, kind of the taller, more exotic looking ones, a pair of brothers. And Nohar is the main brother. The other one doesn't appear to do any of the talking, as he says, "Oh yeah, so I mean, we'd be more than happy. Our cargo is very important, and we'll need all the help we can get. Can you lift a sword for real? Like, I mean, is that a problem for you?"
And yep, my dear sir, my sword is just as mighty as my word.
Wonderful. Well, I mean, we'll pay you the standard 5 gold a day. We've got the food expenses and everything taken care of. We just need you to protect our butts. Isn't that right? Isn't that right, Selvik? And the other brother just kind of nods.
Selvik and Nohar?
Yep. Noohar is the Delta thing. And then Akio and Lunero, you get approached by somebody actually as you're kind of standing there working through what you're going to do.
Rock, paper, scissors.
We either have to try and get on the caravan, just blend in, or maybe we just follow behind. And,
Well, I think there's another job offer coming.
I know these are just
Yeah,
characters
I mean,
discussing.
I'm all
We don't know
about
that.
right. I'm all about blending in for sure. I mean,
Okay. You'll definitely need
Trying
you'll
to,
definitely need
anyway.
a hood over your horns. Not saying that there's a problem with your horns, but
I know.
you're kind of wanted.
Did I hear that both of you are looking for works? And you look down, and there is a very fancy-looking dwarf there. His beard is in a very cool kind of knot, and it's got little like rings and amulets and stuff kind of woven into it. And he goes, "Nice to meet the pair of you. My name is..." He checks his name tag. My name is Lai.
Why?
Why?
Yes, and I'm looking for a pair of very important people to protect me.
Protect you or
Yes.
your cargo?
Well, protect me and the cargo, preferably, but I've got some basic guards for that. I'm looking more for this to be, in Waterdeep in one piece. Do you think that you two can handle it?
How much did you pay?
Oh, well, I mean, obviously you'll be protecting some of the most valuable cargo on this trip. So, I mean, I could pay you about 10 gold per day, per 10 day.
Protect. Yeah. That sounds good.
Wonderful, great. All right, well, my wagon's just over there, and he points to a rather kind of long-looking wagon, like it's got an extra wheel on it, so it's instead of like a 4-spoke wagon, it's a 6-spoke wagon, or a 6-wheel
wagon.
Yep, and they're just loading these big hunks of processed like ingots and pallets of ingots and everything into it.
Yes.
All right.
I'll be over there when you're ready to head out. And he kind of wanders off, or saunters. He saunters off.
Oh, that guy's a sweet beard.
Okay.
That's
Before we split up.
Yeah.
And the gold is good.
Yeah. Well, of course the gold is good.
Before we split up, I like bow out. Huddle up.
Did you guys get your horses?
Yeah, we got our horses.
Yes, they were
I
at the
don't
meeting
have
gate.
gold.
That's okay. You can ride with me.
I can give you my
I'm only
horse.
5'3".
If you
You're
would
like
I can give you
2'6" or whatever.
That's okay. Well, there's only one blue.
I think one horse could carry the both of us.
Mhm.
I'm only like 100 pounds.
Yeah.
Brom's spiraling into a deep depression.
Lost his horse, lost his dagger,
He could throw himself under the wagon wheels at any point.
lost his fancy
I
clothes.
say,
My horse is named Violin. If you want,
I say-
violin string.
I say to everybody, I'm like, I don't know what the likelihood of this would be, but why don't we keep our eyes and ears out for potential, we're going to have a lot of downtime, I'm assuming, on this journey north. There's a lot of merchants here. Perhaps somebody has something that could be of use to us. I know that you two have skill in crafting the arcane.
I was tinkering, like build small.
Anything we could find that would enhance our capabilities.
Eyes open. You gotta earn the protecting this guy, but
Yeah, you better keep your eyes
sounds
open.
like it's more like keep this guy company and happy. From
And keep
what
him
I can
protected.
Well, yeah.
That's exactly what he hired you for. A small boy runs up and she goes, or she.
Small boy.
Oh boy.
Hello.
What? Hold on.
You Ari?
I say yes.
Hey, I got a note here for you, and
Got something for
he
you.
pulls out.
A
Yeah,
note.
I got something for you. A letter, and he pulled out a small rolled up scroll, and he hands it to you.
Okay.
And then right before you're about to grab it, he takes it away and he goes, "He said you'd pay me a silver."
Yeah, I was just about to say I toss him a silver piece. I have one left.
And he takes a silver piece and bites it, and even though, like, you can clearly tell that he doesn't know what the heck he's doing, but he just probably has seen people bite corn.
I tap my nose at him. Smart boy.
And then he just, "Hey, you want to go play?"
I laugh in character.
You just see this dark, like, aura.
It goes.
I cast Shatter at the kid.
I don't even respond.
I just stand.
I just stand there.
I hand my decanter to Brom. This'll help.
I actually hand him.
Akio, what did you do?
I give him a copper piece too.
Okay.
Helping Brom.
I say thanks for the laugh.
Yeah, no problem. He's like, maybe I can make a living doing comedy as he walks away.
Stand up, comedy bard.
I open the note.
Your mocking words is, "What's the deal with airline food?" Is that what it is?
What's the deal with resume?
So the note on the inside, it's a note from Akin, and he says, "Some very interesting people just came in and bought several wagons from me. You should be seeing them shortly."
Interesting.
So it's not too long. It's maybe about a half an hour later. Did you say everything you wanted to say to the group?
Yeah.
Okay.
So
I say, Brom,
let's try and
if I don't
stay
see
together.
you over the 40 days, good luck.
No, we can. We'll see each other. And I tell everybody about the note that I received. So I say, let's keep our eyes out.
Okay. Am I the only one? I know. Am I the only one who has to go to work tomorrow?
No, I have to.
I do too.
Okay. All right.
Oh, you do too, Preston?
All right.
I'll be
I'm
there.
not the only
Don't worry,
one.
probably.
Yeah. I just.
Hey,
I don't know.
off. I'm gonna sleep in tomorrow.
Yeah.
Possibly.
Yeah.
Okay, I'll get some insight.
Okay.
It's shortly after that, maybe about 20 minutes before the caravan leaves, that these other wagons pull up, and you can see there's a few people that are kind of very close to them. The wagons are completely covered and strapped down hard. It doesn't look like anything's escaping out of them, and you can't really see any of the cargo inside. And the people are just kind of looking around a little bit, trying to be inconspicuous, but you guys are noticing them because of the letter. Yeah.
How many people in total are in these caravans?
In this caravan specifically, there seems to be about maybe 30 or 40 people milling about.
How many XP per person?
I look at Rob and I say, no more daggers into the shoulders of any half-dragons.
This is where our bard turns into a melodramatic goth.
I say, Bard, you're being
Oh,
petulant.
it's your Spider-Man 3 phase.
Snap out of it.
One notable thing is there don't appear to be anybody wearing cultist robes, and there doesn't appear to be a half-dragon.
They might be in the
She's
wagon.
hiding.
She's hiding in the wagon. Burn the wagon to the ground! All right.
I'm not in the wagon.
Who said that?
And then as you guys are all getting ready, everybody's getting everything together. One final wagon pulls up, but it's not really a wagon. It is this. It appears to be probably the entire wagon itself. For a normal wagon, is taken up by this large metal box, and it's got a few like air holes in it. Think one of the raptor cages from Jurassic Park, but it's just like this gleaming metal, not any sort of like dull metal.
And it's part of the same...
Yes, it's getting set up. Like the caravan is all getting in line now, and it's getting set up around towards the end, and you see a couple people are coming near it, and there's this rather stern-looking female dwarf that's snapping her fingers. Hey, stay away! And then
is anything making noise from the box?
No.
Would I have any idea what type of creature would be in that box?
You can't see it, and it hasn't made any noise yet, so no. You can go ahead and roll me a perception check just to see.
Not nature?
Because you're only seeing the box.
Okay. 3.
Yeah, no. Metal box.
Was it meant to be?
Yep.
Okay.
But then the caravan all lines up, and you hear the lead wagon call out, "Ready!" And then like every single teamster that's leading the wagon calls out, "Ready! Ready! Ready!" By the way, the wagon that you guys are with, Lai's wagon, is the one being pulled by the giant boar.
Hey!
And he gives a boisterous "Ready!" shout, and then you guys are of course the talkative twin Nohar is one who shouts ready for you guys, and you all just kind of get in line around it, and then the wagons start off, and we go into the RPG map where it slowly starts showing the
Indiana Jones style.
Yes.
I want to chat up the Sylvic and Nohar as we're going, or at least Sylvic.
Be right back.
Just to chat about him, his travels.
Okay. Sylvic does not speak. You talk with him for probably about 5 minutes, and he just kind of sits there.
Not the talkative type, are we?
And then Nohar, who was like around checking the straps around the back, comes up and hops back up into the wagon. He goes, "Trying to talk to Sylvic?"
Possibly, but just trying to make conversation.
Yeah, don't worry about it. He's mute.
Oh,
yeah.
My dearest apologies.
And he just kind of stares straight ahead, doesn't even worry about it.
If I may, how did you come about becoming a mute?
Yeah, just never really had the ability to speak. Never learned it. Not for lack of trying. He seems to understand it pretty well, right, Sylvic? He just gives like that single nod.
We have your back.
Good, I would assume so. And aren't you going to get tired walking the entire way?
Possibly. If I have quite a question, do you mind if I perhaps keep an eye on the rear?
I mean,
in the back of the...
usually we say that for people who want to take a break and pay a little bit of money to ride in. But if there's nobody back there, you can go ahead and take that position.
Fair enough. I'm sure nothing falls off the back of the wagon.
Of course.
Sure, you don't fall off the wagon.
So the caravan continues on. You don't speak Dwarvish?
I speak like everything else. Dang it.
Every now and then a song will pick up, just as the general people just like just on the road again or something. Bohemian Rhapsody gets played. It gets sang at least 3 times for the journey, and it's just one of these. So the way that the caravan works is you're traveling a total of 750 miles during this journey. The journey between Baldur's Gate and Waterdeep. And you guys can usually cover about 15 miles a day. on a nice clear day where there's no like mud or anything on the road. And the way that everybody kind of learns as you guys are going on, you travel for about 8 hours. You take a break, light a campfire, just have a nice evening, get to know a few of the people around. There's a lot of interesting people on the caravan, travelers, merchants, bodyguards, etc.
We don't notice any other like kobolds.
I want to try speaking Elvish to the guy that doesn't talk.
Okay. He still doesn't respond.
Okay.
Yeah.
You hear?
I just want to make.
You hear Brom in the background.
You're not gonna tell him.
Sorry, what happened? I was getting
no.
Hey, what's so funny?
He's mute.
Can I maybe I still appreciate somebody making conversation.
Yes, you can. You should be able to do that.
It was
in the evening. It's an intelligence check.
That's right.
I'm trying to remember. Is the months the same in Faerun? I can't remember if months are the same because I know days are separated into 10 days. Yeah.
Where did it say what?
On
Under description,
details?
proficiencies.
Oh. Actually, go to description, and then it's actually character
You're right.
details.
Yes.
Because
Common and Elvish.
I speak new. Surprised. How much? It's my other side of myself because it sounds like French.
Well, whenever I talk with the twins, I speak in Elvish.
I can speak Elvish too. We could have been having secret conversations the whole time.
It's a little rusty. I want to keep it up.
Mm-hmm.
And with the is the other tall, beautiful high elf?
Yes,
also?
she's here. Mm-hmm. Yep, she's with you. So in the evenings, you
I
can
do
also
my very best to flirt with her.
Oh yeah. Go
Ow.
ahead and roll make a Christmas check because it's another crappy roll or another
Natural 20 coming right out.
Man, you should just call him out.
Forbidden
like
love, high elf and the mildly elf. It's like Jon Snow and Ygritte, but Jane Snow and Ygritte.
That was awesome.
I hope
somebody was recording that.
Yeah.
that.
Natural 20.
Thornock starts falling in love with you.
Yeah. No. I mean, she's completely receptive. It takes about 3 days, and then she's in your pocket, so to speak.
Sweet.
Dang.
So 360.
Akio sees how easy it
months,
is. He's like, I
30
need to
days.
find a girl on this trip.
Girlfriend in a bottle.
Can we
Okay, so
The drink is my lady.
so it's still 30 days per month. So it's not still. It's 30 days per month, and then there's a few 5-day holidays that fall between some months, which is really cool. And then each day is a 10 day. So each week is a 10 day.
So it's like a month and a
So
third.
it's actually I just read it again. It's actually 2 months worth of travel.
Oh wow.
Yep. 6.
You're gonna have that ring solved.
Oh, yeah.
Wait, but we gotta see if we can craft some magic items.
Yeah, you guys didn't get any sort of wagon or anything that's going to take. I mean, he can do it in the evenings.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But you don't really have any schematics, so he's limited to his spells right now, or researching to see if he can make a pattern for something.
Unless maybe
I mean, I
one
have
of the
pieces
one of the
of those.
merchants that is in the caravan might have something.
Is there an arcane merchant? Maybe I'll go chat him up.
Yeah.
Or her. Could be her. Could be like a goblin or a cock. Me too, you never know.
There aren't any.
Oh, man, I'm the only arcanic person.
At least for now. Again, you guys
That's
are
a good thing. You're special.
you guys are kind of traveling north, so there's other towns and villages that you might come across, and people will leave the caravan. People will come back on throughout the days.
Yes.
So let's see.
So it's how many day journey then?
So it's a 60-day journey tour,
So I literally get 60 checks on my ring.
pretty much. Yep.
It's gonna be solved.
So what you can do actually is you're gonna go ahead and roll me 6 more because you guys get through a whole week with pretty much everything is just nice and calm. You know, there's a few times where you see maybe like a band of goblins off in the distance, but everybody kind of gears up and they just kind of scatter when they see the mounted defense.
Get away!
You want me to do 6?
Experience! Yeah, so go ahead and roll me 6 more.
Natural 20 plus 3, 23. Hold on, I'm going to keep track.
For those of you who are not aware of this, we have special crafting rules for magic items that the team is using, but this is for Dallin's puzzle ring that he got back in a cave that kind of relates to his backstory.
What would I roll if I wanted to do some tinkering, like to create some clockwork?
So it would be the same thing as... So, are you trying to make something that uses magic, or just something...
Fire starter, clockwork, just something that I could possibly sell in the next town.
Okay. I would
Something
say...
It says it takes 1 hour and 10 gold points worth of materials, but I don't know if I told that or...
Yeah, I would say that you'll probably want to roll... It'd be a dexterity check.
Dexterity, okay.
Yep.
I'm more than halfway now.
Nice.
265 out of 500.
So this first week passes. It's 6 days of travel and then 1 day to let the horses rest. That is pretty much how they do it. Ari gets to know the moon elf traveler very well. Her name is Ed Helry.
Ed Helry?
That's probably
spell that for me.
Edhelri.
Girlfriend.
Adelry, probably. It's Adelry. Yep.
Adele Ray.
Adelry. Her last name is Lewell.
Lewell?
Like Jewel with an L at the beginning.
What's it called?
New girlfriend.
You do learn throughout your conversations in Pillow Talk that her wagon is loaded with exotic woods from the jungle of Cholt.
Jungle of Cholt?
Mm-hmm.
Where's that?
Choke is
far away.
Yeah, it is very far away. The only thing that I really know about it, because it's not on my map or anything, is that there's a black dragon. It's from there.
Mm-hmm. Is it Resmere?
It's wicked far away.
No, it's Mergen, Devon, and Sander is his name, I believe.
That's a very specific.
Yes, it is a very specific name. By the way, Reese, I finished Sojourn, and I'm into the Crystal Shard now.
It's good, right?
Yeah, so far it's pretty good.
Yeah, I like it. I'm on whatever book 7 is.
Wow. I got so far to go.
Right.
There's only like 13.
Yeah, and then there's a bunch of other stuff in the Forgotten Realms that's not technically the Legend of Drizzt stuff, so...
Yeah, if you count those, it's like 30 or...
Yeah, there's like
something.
200 hours of listening or something like
So
that.
I rolled a
Great.
12 on
Yes.
my
It's crazy.
fire starter.
On your fire starter? Okay, so it's a fair quality one. It won't get you any sort of like noble price, or it's not
But
masterwork or anything.
I
Can I
figured
just
that'd be
cast
like
a
the first
firebolt
thing.
into it?
I figured that'd be the first thing I can do to just help the camp to start the fire.
Yeah.
And
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah, people appreciate
make
it.
myself
They think
useful.
it's pretty ingenious.
I say I will challenge anyone to a drinking contest who feels like doing it. For you have to pay me 10 gold if I win, and you don't win anything if you lose. You win shame.
Yeah, nobody takes you up on that offer. People will drink with you though.
Okay. Fair enough.
Notably, actually, there is a large wagon that has nothing but kegs of beer in it. And this gentleman, whose name you come to know because he's obviously your favorite wagon, his name is Bed.
Bed?
Which is Bed.
Oh.
Bead.
I don't know.
I tell,
It
as
keeps
Brom one
auto-correcting me
night,
to bed.
I say, hey, I'd like to maybe get a closer look at the more recent wagon that's joined us. I think there's probably a reason why Akron sent us that note to keep an eye out for them. They're pretty suspicious. Maybe we should make ourselves visible and see if we can learn anything about what they're carrying, who they are. I'm assuming they're cultists. Or I probably wouldn't have gotten that note.
I can definitely do one of us. I'm afraid it's beyond me to be able to do more than one person.
Say, would you mind?
Sure. Put my hand on the shoulder. Visibility second level.
Yeah.
I assume they pulled me aside, meaning over like
Yeah.
somewhere
Out
more
of your
discreet
shot.
than we're in the middle. Hey guys!
Yeah. Goodbye. Yeah. All right.
Look what I can do.
Go ahead and roll me a stealth check.
Look at me.
17.
I'll distract the camp by twirling fire or something. Keep them like, ooh.
Why not have our
'Cause
awesome
he has to
bard?
keep
You roll with
alive
advantage.
sideways.
You could sing a song while you're
22.
doing it, couldn't you?
Sorry,
Probably could.
Yeah, but you'd roll crappy.
I just want to approach.
He goes deeper.
You know, I don't know that I'm like going to be
He just sits
walking
and plays the
around
Firestarter,
and getting
gets
in the
malicious
wagon or
look on his
anything,
face.
but
Yeah.
I kind of want to see if I can get a closer
Oh.
look at what's in the
Okay.
box,
Okay.
you know,
The
who the people
Firestarter.
are, what's going on. Just observe them, spy on them for a little while.
So yeah, you kind of take the time for this spell. You kind of observe. You can't get, no matter how close you get to the wagon, like everything is tied down super tight. There's not anything there that's going to be that you're going to be able to see unless you want to actually physically move the wagon sheet or anything like that, or the tarp or whatever.
I couldn't like peek in one of the holes.
No, there are no holes.
Can I?
Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
Can I
was
cast?
envisioning-
So you're thinking the metal box.
Yes.
If you want to go to that one too, you can.
Yes, that's
Okay.
actually the one.
That's the one. Okay, so it's not the ones that not the
Not the group that bought wagons. I assumed they were together.
Yeah. No, you are mistaken. Yeah, that other one came in really like towards the end, just as like a last minute addition.
Okay. Yeah, I want to check out what's in the box.
Okay. So you head up. You kind of sneak around a little bit, and you peek your eye into one of the holes. Luckily, you've got night vision.
Right.
So you and what you see in there is a man, and he's got like a scraggly beard. He's very wild looking hair, ragged looking clothes, and his hands are manacled, and in that same kind of metal that the box is made out of, and they're just like attached to the floor, and he's just kind of slumped against the wall, just got his head hung and everything like that.
I smell.
He doesn't look familiar.
No.
He's a hero.
And how many people are there guarding
He's
this
what?
box? You said it was a
Hero.
female.
So
dwarf.
there's a female dwarf, and she's got two others with her. A very tall man, like the tallest human you've ever seen. He's
Whoa.
literally just about 7.5 feet tall,
Tallest man
Yeah.
in the world.
and he's very tall and kind of very thin.
He's the giant
It's
from
Lurch.
Twin Peaks.
And then there is a female
It's Lurch.
in kind of chainmail armor, and she's just kind of got this kind of short cropped hair back in a bun, or in a ponytail. But there's just the three of them.
And they're the other two are human.
Yes. Yes. They're both
One's
others.
wolf.
7.5 feet.
Yes.
What?
That's a lot of man.
I want to. Gosh. I want to like
Is that from
distract these guys and try and talk to the guy in the box.
This is out of character.
I can cause a scene. Drunken scene.
It's not.
Just to buy him a few seconds. Nothing major. Just like trip and fall and break somebody's wagon wheel.
Nothing major. Like a wagon wheel.
I get out of range so that I'm not startling them by doing this, but then I get out of like their line of sight or whatever, and I let the invisibility
So
go,
good.
and then I approach them with a nonchalant, generally smiling face look on my
Okay.
face and say,
Go and roll me a charisma check. Are you approaching the man or the woman?
the woman naturally.
Okay.
And I didn't do very well. Got like a 2.
She eyes you suspiciously.
And I just say, "Hello, friends."
Hi, can we help you?
I say, "Getting to know the people in the caravan, traveling for weeks on end, and I'm getting to know everyone. You're the only ones that I haven't met yet."
Okay, well, I back away from the. And she looks at it and she goes, "Wagon. We don't really want anybody getting near it. Well, if Elkin catches you, she's going to be pretty pissed.
Are you merchants? Are you selling?
No, we're transporting dangerous cargo up to Waterdeep. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Explosives or?
No, just a prisoner.
What's he in for?
Murder. A lot of murder.
A lot of murder.
Isn't that right? Isn't that right, Paul? And the tall man nods and says, "A lot of murder."
In Baldur's Gate?
In Waterdeep. And the surrounding
back.
areas. And down to Baldur's Gate, but mostly Waterdeep.
I was going to say I have a lot of contacts in the world. And
What's going on over here? And the female dwarf comes around the corner. She's got dark brunette hair, almost black, but not quite. You know, that kind of gray area, but not actually gray, black. And she comes around. She puts her hands on her hips and she goes, "Snooping around?"
I say, no, Mistress Dwarf. I'm simply trying to get to know the other people that are my traveling companions.
Well, you can when they're on break. And she points her hand over to the
I
fire.
say, very well. And I leave.
And she, as you're walking away, she turns back to the two of them and she says, "Get to checking it again." They kind of get to work, you know, making sure everything is secure.
Yes.
And as you're walking back, the clouds start forming and the rain starts falling. So it's time for a rainstorm. Yeah.
And for a rainstorm.
Right.
Okay.
And it rains for the next 2 days as you guys are traveling through. So progress is slowed a little bit.
The rain.
But Lai actually, he sets up like a canopy thing over him, not the wagon
I'm a
itself.
lot taller than anything. Would you like me to hold this?
Whatever you're dealing with right now.
Don't worry about it. You just keep riding where you are. And he just enjoys a nice pipe smoke underneath his canopy.
I asked him where he's from. Just curious.
I'm from
It's a lovely place. I've never been.
It is. Someday I hope to go back there.
Can I tell if he's a mountain dwarf, like he lives in a mountain, or is he a hills dwarf, or
He looks more like he's
Iron Forge.
less of a mountain dwarf,
Dark
more
Iron
of what
Dwarf.
is commonly referred to as a gold dwarf, which is basically these kind of more civilized, according to them, dwarves.
Well, I'd love to visit sometime.
Well, I mean, we're visiting now, aren't we?
No, I mean,
I mean, I'm traveling most of the time anyway, so you wouldn't be able to go to one of my mini homes.
I know what's in the cargo.
It's
well, it's ingots.
Oh,
He's rich.
I missed that part.
Oh yeah, everybody knows what he's actually carrying because he's told everybody that he's going to make a whole lot of money when he gets to Waterdeep and sells off all of his precious ores.
What kind? Just
It's mostly iron, but there's some other precious metals in there. He's got a few bars of gold, not too much, just like a little bit, and he's got enough guards to protect the entire thing, plus 2 bodyguards.
So do you run your own business?
Oh yeah, I run at least 2 businesses, and I've got 3 others that my brothers run.
Brothers.
Yes.
Great, good for you.
Yeah.
I love to see people have success.
And what about you, Master Wizard?
Oh, I just, work in a library.
What about family? You don't have any family?
Oh, it's a long story for maybe a different trip to Waterdeep.
Next one, then.
Gotta have
The
some
next
this one.
All right, and
Give me
then
more time to flush it out.
yeah. So after the second day of rain, after 2 days and nights of rain, lightning, and strange whistling sounds on the wind, you all wake up one morning to see that the countryside that you are staying in is blanketed with fungus, with these small purple mushrooms.
Do they look familiar?
They look a little familiar, yes.
Oh, is it the witch?
Well, or just
Is it a hag?
those same mushrooms that we fought when we were 6 inches tall. Oh yeah.
So it's growing everywhere, including on the road. And you're also hearing these tiny little screaming sounds. Yeah, very light screaming.
I tell Adelry, my girlfriend, and her brothers, are they related?
No,
The two
no,
twins?
they're the same kind of. They're from the same general cast of elves, but they're not related.
I let them know. Vicious. We've been counting mushrooms like this before, I believe, and it wasn't. Be on your guard. Let's check it out. So can we?
Yeah. So you can't take a step without stepping in these.
Okay. Can we tell where the screams are coming from?
As soon as you take a step, you can. They're coming from exactly what you're stepping on. As you step on the mushrooms, they let out tiny little
Do you
shrieks.
see anything else in the vicinity? Like,
Let's see.
just the mushroom, or do we notice any of our small fey friends?
No, there don't appear to be any fey friends around.
I take a closer look at the mushrooms. Are they? I mean, they have mouths and eyes.
Roll me a nature check.
Bad at nature.
Seeing that there's a little.
Oh, I'm good at nature. I can do it.
I want to start
14.
14.
That's not bad.
I want to start ritual casting my.
Okay.
It's 10 minutes.
Okay. So let's see here. With the 14, you know that these are they're shriekers, and you're pretty sure they're poisonous.
I tell everybody that within earshot that information. Say, stay away.
Don't eat them.
We need to find a way to clear these out without poisoning ourselves. Anybody have a shovel?
Not fire. That might release a toxin in the air. I'm not sure.
True, we could try. But, well, let's let Master Bard finish casting his ritual here.
Okay. So you finish up casting the ritual. You open your eyes, and there doesn't appear to be anything super magical about him. But you can all tell, kind of as time is passing, these things, you can practically see them growing in the rain. They just appear to be growing rather fast, but they don't appear to be magical in origin.
I don't seem to find an origin of this, but if I may, we probably don't want to stay here very long.
Right.
Perhaps we should expedite our.
Are they like, when you say poisonous? Is it like, do they let off some sort of like dust or?
I mean, they are letting off spores as you guys are stepping on them and through them.
But we're not being negatively affected by them yet.
No, you haven't had any sort of.
Can I do a medicine check to see if Rom would be wise enough to?
Yeah, go ahead and roll me a medicine check.
Possibly
Just kind of as a general idea about this poison.
18.
18.
Plus,
Okay.
plus 0.
And then go ahead and roll me a nature check.
16 plus.
Who's back?
I didn't do
Oh, no, 3, so 16, 17, 19.
So you're starting to get this like wet cloth ready and everything, and then you go, wait a minute. I remember what shriekers are. They're not poisonous at all.
I'm not sure that it should matter, but while they're still at their current size, we may be able to trudge through them quickly, but anyone behind us would possibly counter these. I don't know that we want to leave them on the road.
I'm gonna just cast Firebolt at a few of them, just see what happens.
Okay. So you cast Firebolt at probably about it's probably a 5 foot, streak of it, and it just plows right through and burns them all down. It doesn't catch the rest of them on fire, and of course they let out these horrifying as you burn right through.
Oh, that's tough.
Yeah, but it does burn through a small path that you can walk through now.
Okay, I guess I can lead up the front and just burn them as we go.
Oh, you run out of spells.
It's a cantrip.
Firebolt. Yes, right.
I can help people start lighting torches if that helps.
Yeah, that's right.
While you're torching all
I
this.
say everyone be on your guard. Let's keep going before these things get any bigger.
I say, Master
Yeah,
Dwarf, I suggest you stay close to me for your own protection, or close to Lunar.
I think I'll stay in the wagon.
Then I'll stay on the wagon. Just in case.
I'm also going to advise Nohar and Slovik.
Okay.
It would be prudent that you do not leave the wagon for any reason.
Okay. Yeah. Well, I mean, we'll stay with it. Are you guys going to be clearing a path then?
Yes. My one of the resident mages here is burning a path, forced to go, but he's there may be mischief afoot. So.
Wonderful. Yeah. Great. I mean, we can't get the horses to move until there's a path clear, so we'll just wait for you guys and just follow your lead.
So.
Can I craft a Molotov with the remaining alcohol?
I'll just keep using fireball.
If you want to waste,
I just want to see if it'll burn more than what my fireball can do. Like if it'll spread and catch.
Roll me an intelligence check to see to do calculations. Thornock, are you staying with the wagon or are you grabbing a torch?
Oh, I want to burn some stuff.
Okay. Thornock grabs a torch and uses Brahm's fire starter.
I start distributing to any of the other guards that want them.
I only got a 7.
You're pretty sure it'll work.
Okay.
Yeah.
Should I do it? Rip a little piece of my robe.
Of course, because who has cloth around?
Well, I've got some old traveling clothes.
It's an old robe. I need a new one at the next place.
So you get the cloth and you get the
Stuff it in,
and you lean back with your arm and somebody grabs your wrist. And it's one of the lady from the metal box caravan, the one that you were talking to the other night. And she goes, "You crazy?"
Possibly.
And she takes the ball out of her hand and she says, "Just burn it with a regular torch. We don't want glass on the road."
Oh, okay. That's fair point.
Or pewter shards or whatever this is, you know. And she takes the rag out and kind of just shakes her head. And she takes the bottle with her, though.
Hey! Accio whiskey.
Mage hand.
Yes!
Yep.
Worked it in.
Yep.
Took a lot of episodes, but I did it.
Got it. All right. So everybody needs to roll me a Constitution saving throw, please.
Okay. 8. 6.
Sorry, I should say everybody who is actively burning a path.
Oh,
Oh yeah, I wasn't.
that's good.
18.
I never took a torch.
No.
Thornock?
22.
Yeah, so you guys burn through it. It's very hard because every time you burn across or anything, you just hear these horrible little shrieks. And there's several other people who are helping you kind of clear this path. And after a moment, they're just like, I can't do it anymore. And they just go like sit down, and one of the wagons just like hang their head like, oh my gosh, I can't believe I'm doing this.
Come pat him on the shoulder. It'll be okay.
Just mushrooms.
But it takes about 2 hours. And you guys finally break through the fields and everything. And you just kind of continue on your way. Like it doesn't look like there's anything else going on.
Continue.
All right. So the rain kind of lets up a little bit. So the rain lets up a little bit over the next couple days.
So I should make it a long rest.
Yes. So everybody's gonna you'll get a long rest.
How many more times can I check for my ring?
So you won't be able to on the Fungus Humongous Day.
Yep. So it's 5.
Yep. Oh, and I actually have to. I guess I have to give out XP for that, don't I?
Yeah.
So. There's the. That's so weird. Down here it says 40 days. Up here it says 2 months. We'll just put it up. So we're gonna go ahead and give everybody actually gets everybody gets 100 XP, and Thornock and Akio get an extra 50 for their work clearing the path.
150.
Yep.
I want to try and make a music box.
Okay. Go ahead and roll me another dexterity check, or a sleight of hand if you have slight proficiency in it.
I'm so close, guys. I'm 355 out of 500.
Nice.
Oh, I want to find out this ring. Killing me.
Is +4. 23.
I'd say you crafted it pretty well.
So the over the next couple days, you guys the road clears up a little bit. Everything seems to be going really well for you, and then you get to so you guys are traveling along one day, and a few of the people start getting really excited. A couple wagons ahead of you, and start pointing up a hill. Kind of, you're in this forested area, and a few more people start pointing up the hill, and you all kind of look that direction, and you see a herd of deer grazing on that hill, and people are kind of getting their bows ready and everything to go on the hunt, and then all of a sudden, like, everybody just starts like getting really quiet as you see this giant, probably about twice the size of a normal stag as usual, come out with very fine golden fur, and it kind of looks around a little bit, and it looks down and it sees the caravan, and then it just kind of lets out a huff, and all the other deer kind of get up and they all start running off, and the hunters start going, "Hey, that'll fetch a lot of money," and people start getting things ready to go on a hunt.
That's not a good idea.
I've seen Princess Mononoke.
Does anybody
It's not gonna work.
does anybody recognize is it a stag?
It is a stag. Yep.
Would I have, in bardic knowledge, history, would I have heard it in the story somewhere?
Go ahead and roll me a check.
Prongs.
No. 20.
Yes, you have
Spillings.
heard. You have heard of a golden stag that does frequent the area. People have seen it in myths, and it's sometimes the stories say that it leads them to water or to food if they need it. Other times it's they chase after it and they get led astray into the forest. But other times it's just one of those things where it appears and then something bad happens to the adventurer. But it's always around this general area as this image of this golden stag.
I want to get up on the cart and say, "Excuse me, everyone.
They're still kind of stringing their bow.
Trying to use my stage voice as much as I can. I've collected many a story in this area, and it may be ill-advised to follow this stag on a hunt. Many people have fallen to misfortune because of it. Might I suggest that perhaps, instead of trying to kill it, perhaps we beseech it for help to restore some of our supplies."
And everybody kind of looks around. Go ahead and roll me a persuasion check. This is going to be
+7.
15.
So you kind of say this, and everybody's kind of like looking around, like, And then all of a sudden, another voice goes, "Or," and comes out from around the corner and says, "I'll give 500 gold to the man who can get me that stag's pelt."
I pull my sword out.
Why? How about this? How about I just give you the 500 gold? Really,
I don't want the gold. I want that pelt. Did you see it? Magnificent.
Of course I saw.
Say, I'd like to get
Is
a
it really
closer
worth
look,
it?
but something
What if
so
it's a
beautiful
druid?
shouldn't be destroyed.
What if it's
Malfurion.
But I am curious
It's Malorn!
to see what it is. I want to reconnect with nature.
Okay. There are plenty of hunters that are already heading out, by the way.
I don't want to start a fight, but I kind of want to start a fight.
Well, let's just go with them, and you know,
I can,
they probably
I can
won't
gust their arrows.
Yeah, they probably won't be able to kill it anyway.
All right, I'll join the hunt, but not to hunt.
Yeah.
The hunter.
We'll go to try and persuade them from
The hunted protector.
killing such a beautiful creature.
I don't feel comfortable being a part.
I'm gonna pull back.
Surprisingly enough, I'm gonna stay just with the caravan and just make sure nothing. Like there's nothing that's going to attack us while you guys are.
I'm gonna hang back with Nira and just chat with her. And, if you have on the stag, I could. Unfortunately,
I'd actually like to try and run ahead.
Okay. So, Ari will be able to make it. Thornock, are you hunting, staying?
I'm gonna defend.
Yeah, I'm gonna go with the hunting party.
Okay. And
It's yet to be decided whether or
For the
not.
horn.
okay.
A stud.
I want to be on my guard back.
Akio, what about you?
I'll go to dissuade people.
Okay. So everybody who is going, roll me a survival check.
On nature? My wisdom is terrible.
This is basically tracking, so it's
Oh,
survival.
okay.
21.
21.
11.
Okay.
10.
So the herd isn't too hard to follow, and you see hunters kind of breaking off towards the herd and everything, but you see that they're going the wrong way. All three of you kind of notice that the larger hoofprints are moving away from the herd, deeper into the forest, and so you make it about 500 yards. Everybody's going to roll me another survival check.
17.
20.
Okay. So you lose the trail, but you decide to follow your friends.
Yeah.
Because both of them seem to be knowing exactly where they're going. Thornock is just right
Raised
there
in
with
the
it.
city. Sorry,
Yeah.
what can I say?
And then go ahead and roll me one more survival.
13.
Oops, 15.
You actually pick up the trail. Do
Yay!
Oh,
Nice.
Natural 20.
Forest
Okay.
thing.
yeah. So you guys all head through deep into the forest and everything, and you come upon a clearing with it's kind of got these old stones that kind of appear crumbled, but they're not natural stones. It appears to be maybe some sort of ruins. And the golden stag is standing in the middle of this grove, staring at all of you.
I approach slowly,
Mm-hmm.
with hands like open, you know what I mean, facing out, and say, I say,
We come in peace.
great stag. I say, yeah, I do. I say, in Elvish, I speak and say,
I can understand.
We saw you from the road and simply wanted to get a closer look and also warn you that there were some hunters that were after the rest of the herd, and with the hopes of finding you as well. But fortunately, they didn't come the way that we did.
It replies in Elvish and says, "There are always hunters after me."
Say,
I just look real confused.
Yep.
Should I translate for him?
If you like to.
Would you like me to translate for you, Thordon?
I can talk.
Oh, that's what's confusing. Okay, all right.
Never mind.
Yeah, that's the normal stuff.
I just ask it, like what its purpose is here in the forest.
I am a protector of the travelers, and I hear that you are traveling somewhere specific.
Yes, we are on our way to Waterdeep.
And places beyond.
Indeed. We actually are hunting the cult of the dragon to try and put an end to their attempts to summon Tiamat.
You're on the right track.
And is there any? All right. Is there anything you can do to assist us in our journey, in our quest?
So he takes a moment and he kind of paws at the ground a little bit, And as he does, he kind of starts digging away at something. You can see that there's a small, there's just a small little something that's starting to poke out from the ground. And he says, "Follow the river of gold, the castle in the sky."
Bahamut.
Follow the river of gold.
Sadly, I'm afraid your path will be filled with hardship and blood. Not
Say-
all that you know will survive.
I say in Elvish.
Is he going to give us some stuff?
I don't say that in Elvish. I say in Elvish, are you referring to Bahamut?
And he just kind of turns and starts walking away.
Wait,
And as he gets to the edge of the ruins, he just starts kind of glowing gold and then just kind of disappears into these golden motes of light.
Butterfly.
Yes, golden butterflies.
It would be cool.
put my hand on Thornock. I was like, that was majestic AF.
You say that in Elvish?
I don't.
I say it in common, yeah.
Would you say Thornock?
Was that really a deer?
I don't think so. I think it was something,
spirit of the
some
forest.
higher power.
Weird.
So, Ari, you said you were looking through.
Yeah, sorry, I just wanted to write that down. Follow the river of gold to the castle in the sky.
Yeah.
Castle in the Sky. Sounds like a Beatles lyric.
Yes.
Or radio.
I am, he is, you are, we.
Hey, man, all together.
This is not working. Somebody else write that down.
Golden castle in the sky.
All right. Let's see.
That's a good castle.
Add a note, but anyway. Yeah, I go over to where he was pawing on the ground to see what it was that was like.
So, let's see.
As you're doing that, I just ask him, like, do you think that one of us is going to die before this is all over? Or is he just talking about
This Braum.
just death in general, people in general?
I feel a chill on the back of my neck.
I say,
What was that?
I can't know, Akio. Hopefully.
I need to study. I need to get books.
So
I need
it
to see if there's
was
a way to.
follow the golden
change-
road to the
or
castle in
Golden
the sky.
River.
Oh,
The
Golden
castle.
River.
The Golden River.
Let's see.
If one of us dies, find a spell that can take us back in time.
Let me just find exactly what.
Did all the guards leave?
No, not all of them left. There's still a few.
I'm sorry, I just want to be on.
I'm trying to whisper.
So you start peeling away a lot of this dirt and everything, and it starts shaping itself. At first, you see what appears to be a carving of an elk's head, and then you start brushing away more of it, and you see that it's actually like it's not like a single statue carving. It's a long piece of wood that has multiple carvings on it. There's a stag, there's a crow, there's a boar, a bear. And there's a panther, and then it kind of after that, like, and there's gaps between it for handholds, and you pull out, and it's just a full staff.
Like a
And
total
you pull it out, and you look at it,
Whoa.
and as you kind of look at it, it almost looks like the images are shifting a little bit, ever so slightly. And this is actually a staff of healing. It is a rare item that requires attunement by a bard, cleric, or druid. The staff has 10 charges. While holding it, you can use an action to expend one or more of its charges to cast one of the following spells from it, using your spell save DC and spellcasting modifier. So you can cast Cure Wounds, 1 charge per spell level, up to 4th level. Lesser Restoration, 2 charges. This is how many charges it requires. and then or mass cure wounds, which requires 5 charges. And then each day it regains a number of expended charges per day. And if you expend the last charge, you have to roll d20, and on a 1, it is destroyed. Nope.
So let's never let it get to that point.
Mhm.
Yeah,
I don't even want to try it.
Yeah, exactly.
It's the staff of healing, right?
Yep. It should be in the
immediately.
And technically, I mean, you guys can identify it. I'm not one to be like, this is an unknown magic item unless
I'll
there's a
just
reason
say,
for
I've
it.
seen this in a book.
Yeah.
And I know what it's for.
Yeah, you feel that.
It's
kind
the
of
staff
power.
of healing.
Does it function as a quarterstaff
Good
as
question.
well?
Technically, yes, it would function.
But
as a
not at any like plus.
No.
Just a traditional course.
Would it be something that I'd be able to? I've got my rapier. It'd be something that I would be able to fashion, like a quick release.
Strap.
Well,
to do,
I mean,
or would it take a full action?
A quarterstaff is
switch.
a quarterstaff.
It'll take an
is-
action to switch like normal.
A quarterstaff is a 1d8. Use it with 2. So that's the same amount of damage
Same
as
as
your
your
rapier, right?
But it's 1d8 plus 4 because I'm also.
Yeah. So again, it's got those different carvings, and in between them is just kind of a handhold place. So it's not just carving.
Right.
Yeah.
Yay for healing, which we have
Hey,
not enough. Okay, cool. Well, we head back to the caravan and tell everyone of our experience and of what we found.
Do you tell everyone?
Well, no, sorry. By everyone, I mean the people that were not with
The
us.
normal group.
You could probably tell the high elves. They would probably appreciate that.
Yeah. I'll share it with my girlfriend over pillow talk.
Oh yeah. That's definitely happening.
I'll just tell the other 2 elves. Because I know you're not in pillow talk, hopefully. I mean, you could be. I don't know. I don't know your life.
For identification, could I roll for a?
For the staff? Yeah. Go ahead and roll me a history check to see if you can glean any more about it.
17 plus 3.
So you recognize the symbol of the golden stag,
Okay.
that they describe as like a spirit that helps wayward travelers. And the other ones are odd. The only one that really feels familiar to you at all, as you're kind of looking through it and kind of tingles something in the back of your mind, but you can't quite tell, is the image of the crow.
Interesting. It's quite the object.
Could you make use of it?
Try. I'm sure over the coming days I could.
How do you attune?
That is a good question. I was just thinking that.
I think it says here on it. No. Wait.
Let me dig through my library.
Components.
Wait, I left that. Let me dig through this book, the one book I do have.
How to attune.
List of drinks and how to make them.
Yes.
That's the first chapter.
Fantastic drinks and how to make them.
Hey, this is a book I wrote. That is chapter 1. Chapter 2 is spells, obviously.
Obviously.
Chapter 3 is things I know that I don't want to forget on the Drunken
Looks like
Stupid.
it's in the equipment magic item section.
Okay.
Magic item.
Spellcaster.
Spellcaster.
Member of that class, if there's a prerequisite for class. You can only have 3. Not use magic to like without becoming attuned to item. Requires attunement. Creature gains only the non-magical benefits. Attuning to an item that requires to spend a short rest, focused only on that item, and being in physical contact with it.
So it should be pretty good
caress
for you.
it and hold it and love it. Say,
I'm in tune with you. I pet it.
and that's gonna be my squishies.
I poke it. You're naughty.
So how do you attune? How do you?
You have to spend a short rest,
Short rest.
loving on it, basically.
And it has to be physically. You have to be physically touching it, and otherwise you only get the. You can only be attuned to one creature at a time, and that's pretty much what this section.
Did I ever get my medallion back from you?
Go on your neck.
What medallion? That's good. Yes, I would assume I would give it.
No wonder you haven't been injured this whole time.
Indeed.
Well, there's a lot of journey left.
Oh boy.
This is a command word.
It's cool.
Yeah, it doesn't look like it's a command word or anything.
You said cleric,
You
druid,
can
or
make
bard.
a command word if you want.
Wise. Hey.
Yep, cleric, druid, or bard. Alrighty. And then that's actually 300 XP for everybody as well.
Ooh, yes.
So, tracking the stag and agreeing not to kill it and everything. So, good job.
Yay.
I always have a little bit of pride when my group does not automatically murder something.
I was hoping Thornock would try and write it.
It was a tough moment for me.
You'll pull the Legolas moment when it runs past you, grab its neck, and swing up on the back, defying gravity.
Or it comes down to like gore him, and then he just grabs the
Yeah.
the
Into the
horn.
ground.
Yeah, the
And
antler.
that takes us about to. That'll take us through the first 20 days of the journey, which is nice.
So can I have?
So you'll
five more rolls?
get.
Where's that? See, I did
You didn't
11.
get one fungus. You get 8 more.
Get one.
Mhm.
Are we?
Let's see if I
Do
can
we
do
ever
this.
stop in a town that's like, I guess, sizable enough to potentially try and find some sort of like magic item schematic or?
So you don't stop in a town, but maybe about on the 15th day, there is a merchant who seems to have a wagon filled with kind of arcane paraphernalia. He's got spell scrolls and potions and whatnot traveling along. And he has a few patterns. We'll say he's got one of your guys' choosing, if you guys want something specific, and then one of my choosing.
I would like to vote for something.
You have a wish list, don't you?
What?
You have your wish list, don't you?
I have my Christmas list.
Yes.
Oh, I'm so close. 455 out of 500.
Ooh.
Guys, for my ring.
Oh, nice. I would say that if we only get to choose one pattern, we ought to go for Stone of Good Luck, because it gives you a +1 to all saving throws and I think ability checks, and it's uncommon. Let me look it up again. Hold on.
This is one we're crafting.
Yeah, well, he said that there were some schematics and we could choose one pattern.
Oh, got it.
Choose one pattern. And I figure if we're only going to get one, we ought to pick one. We could pick all benefit.
Yeah, that's a great idea.
While this polished agate is on your person, you gain a +1 bonus to ability checks and saving throws. Now, ability checks, that's not. Does that include attacks?
Ability checks? No, that doesn't include attacks.
So that's just.
That's like any sort of stealth
Performance
check.
check.
Or,
Yeah, like any of our skills.
yeah.
So ability checks and saving throws, that would be cool. Or, I mean, I'm assuming like weapon +1. That would have to be a specific weapon. I mean, the rest of the things that I have on here actually would be good for all of us too. Like cloak protection would give a +1 to your armor class.
Ooh,
I could also use that.
Boots of Elvenkind, those are all a little bit specific to me. They're like advantage on stealth and stuff like that. So, I don't know, Cloak of Protection or Stone of Good Luck.
let's do the Stone of Good Luck. I feel like that's going to benefit us overall the most.
Have a +1 on all of your ability checks and all of your saving throws. That'd be kind of nice.
Yeah, that would be really nice.
But the Cloak of Protection would too.
Well, maybe we should wait and see. Maybe we should force Corey to tell us first.
What do you guys?
No, you guys are picking first.
We're picking first. What do you guys think? Should we take a vote? Does anybody?
Did you
else
really
have
think you could force me to say mine first?
roll a persuasion?
Akio doesn't
Roll a
believe
persuasion
in a
check on
god.
the Dungeon Master.
Yes. Let's see. Persuading the Dungeon Master. 18 plus, what is my persuasion?
Automatic.
2, 20.
My insight is like
37.
let's see. I think all of my stats on the official Twitch
They're
are
infinity, man.
infinity. So my
Just
insight
missed the
is
mark
pretty much
by like
through the roof.
infinity.
I was real close, guys. Real close.
Also,
got as
you
about
did
as high
pretty
as my
much
desk
tell
could
me your
get me.
plan before trying to.
Okay, hold on. Hold on. So,
There's no schematic for a bag of holding.
Right?
No, there isn't.
So then we can make-
Unless you want that to be the one that you
might
find.
be the one that
Those
we choose.
destruction arrows.
Um,
Those are stupid expensive to make, I assume.
Yeah.
Yeah, those are extremely expensive.
I wonder if we can make.
Start mass producing those arrows.
It would be way cool though if I can do a magical arrow, right? That has flame on it, like, and you can just like it's a magic missile arrow. That'd be cool.
Did you see the arrow that he had?
Uh-huh.
What it is if you take a bag of holding and put it in a bag of holding, it creates like a 30-foot
It's a bag of holding in a portable hole.
portable hole. It creates a black hole, destroying all contents of the bags, rips open a hole in space-time, throws you into pocket dimension, never be found again.
Whoa.
All I want is a bag of holding.
That is how I want
So-
Akio to go out.
So the arrow he
Like
had,
he's just messing around with stuff.
the arrow he had was just like a when you shoot a gun and it has that primer,
But it had that.
but it had the two bags and it goes. So whenever it
People
hits the
just-
person, whatever you're shooting is just gone.
Whoa.
okay, so
That's crazy.
should we take a vote? Let's take a vote.
let's take a vote.
All those in favor?
All those in favor of a bag of holding schematic, I'm assuming Reese.
I do like
Yep.
that because I have very small amount of carrying, but that is the cost prohibitive. Is it like 100,000 gold? Because otherwise it's just useless.
No, I mean it's not. I mean the schematic itself or the pattern that you're buying.
Part of
You're basically renting the pattern and copying it into your
Right.
book, and it's about 500 gold pieces for the pattern.
So
rental
it doesn't
and
help us
copying.
overall, but it helps us if we get into a place where we can't manage.
It's nice to not be encumbered, but I personally would rather have something
How
that would
big
like,
is the bag of
benefit
holding?
our like
Almost-
actual
It's like a satchel bag.
adventuring. You know what I mean?
Anything you fit inside up to 500 pounds.
So I could like find a spell to shrink a thing of ale, stuff it in there,
Yeah,
and then
well,
take it
kinda-
out and unshrink it and drink
But
it,
the-
unshrink it, and put it back. in.
Yeah.
I should have kept some of that shrinking potion.
But
Yeah, I think you
I
did
think
have one
the
flask
stones and the
of.
other
Well, you
stuff
had the
is more-
flask of
has more
the
utility
other
on
stuff.
the
Or
fire.
the practical
The one that
application.
grew you back up.
Or a luckstone or a cloak of protection.
Lookstone or
So which would
Right.
give us a +1 to AC
I like Michael.
or a +1 to all of your ability checks and saving throws.
I vote Lookstone.
I think that's the most easy mass produce. You can sell some, maybe.
Okay, yeah.
Bye.
I'll go luckstone.
So you can spend 500 gold collectively however you want.
Okay.
Everyone spend 100.
Everyone who wants a luckstone, chip in.
Geo.
Who? Anybody not want one?
I'll chip in, but I really wanted a bag of holding. I just want it to be known.
Sorry, Reese.
Me too.
Okay, I threw my 100 gold into the pot.
Okay, everybody
Mention.
lose 100 gold.
And then the other thing that's available if you want to spend 500 gold for it is a pattern for what it says are goggles of night. Which, while wearing these dark lenses, you have dark vision out to a range of 60 feet.
Everybody
else has
it.
If you have dark vision, wearing the goggles increases its range by 60 feet.
I feel like
just
that's
needs
way too specific to my character, so I don't think I'd be the only one spending on it.
Benefiting.
Am I around when he's talking to someone for these, right?
Mhm.
Am I present?
Yes.
Okay, so he leaves, and I'm gonna slide them 500. You're like, why not? Why not say that he needs?
He does.
I'm afraid he does.
Okay.
Can I try and barter him with that pearl necklace? Worth 300. So it's not just gold.
Yeah, go ahead and roll me your persuasion check.
16 plus 7.
You know, I just happened to be in the market for a pearl necklace.
Oh, really?
I was going to make an enchanted necklace out of. So why not that and say another 75 gold?
That sounds good to me.
Okay, wonderful. And so he takes the pearl necklace and another 75 from you. And then he hands you the pattern and he says, just have him copy this and hand it back to me in a week.
Absolutely.
Okay, so remind us of the rules here.
The new process.
Right.
Okay.
So
I have to craft. I have to spend an hour a day or whatever. I read it, but then it just kind of went out of my.
So that works.
All right. For everyone following at home, too, this will be interesting.
There's your thing for you, my friend.
And my phone just died.
Enormous.
do you want me to look up the email?
Yes.
Well, I guess I could do that too.
Basically, I believe that you have to have materials for it, which is the most common like enchanting material is called residuum.
Okay.
And you have to buy it. Basically, 1 gold equals 1 gold worth of residuum, as it were. And I believe it is a specific amount per day that you can craft. 4 points. Yeah, so it's the creation cost for an uncommon item is 500 gold pieces. So basically, you're spending another 500 for each luck stone that you make.
That's for materials, I assume?
Yep.
Oh, so 500 was to only make one. Then I have to pay 500.
500 was to get the pattern so that you could make them.
And then you
And
still
then
have to do another
500 each
500
time.
for each
per
stone.
luck
Yep.
stone.
Wow.
And how long did you say it takes?
It takes, let's see here. Magic item, character engagement crafting of magic item can do 25 gold per day. Each day.
So essentially 4 times 5, 20 days.
So 20 days, but he can't. He can roll an Arcana check to do like to double that.
Right.
Yep. If he gets a success over the DC, he gets to double it, and then if he gets, I think it's
Crit or 10 over the
10
DC.
over the DC
You
is
can do 100 gold.
A natural 1, you get
exactly.
Well, it just says failure on the check may result in spectacular.
Yes.
Okay.
Let's do it.
Who gets the first stone? Like rock, paper, scissors here.
I believe it's he without sin gets the first list,
I thought it was. Oh yeah.
which is
So me.
yeah.
You stole a
The
dime.
thief,
I'm too young for
the
stones.
drunk, the murderer,
The devil.
the devil, or Brahm.
The.
Did you just call me a murderer?
Yes.
Yeah.
Let's go for
We resolve
our
all the
faithful
sins.
Body,
We've got
body
one-
I just got
Us.
the healing staff.
I got the healing staff.
Murder.
I'm
Who
pretty
needs it
encumbered
the
right
most?
now. Otherwise, I probably
Who?
refuse.
Yeah. Who does? Who thinks they need
Very good.
extra checks the most? I mean, extra checks probably would help your crafter craft better.
I naturally have that.
This is true. So
So
maybe
not
I
me.
should have it first. Gain the +1, so
Sure.
when I make yours, I can
You're,
make it faster.
you're the one. You're the one doing the labor.
Okay.
My jack of all trades is me.
Oh, so
You
you
could-
actually don't need it.
Actually, that's a question. Could you make one as well? Or
Yeah. Technically he has Arcana
so
as well.
you guys should both start
Let's-
working on it.
Sweat shopping.
Yeah.
All right.
And you obviously
show
you guys
the
would keep
pattern.
the first ones because you're the ones making.
I'll show you the pattern. See, this is what we have to do. Okay.
Cut here, slice
yeah.
here, make a little.
So you'll need for the luck stones. You'll obviously need a stone.
Can it be any
Um,
stone?
Yeah. I mean,
Everyone,
but
go
you
pick
have
your favorite looking stone.
you guys go like past a rock quarry and
Yeah.
spend half the day just looking through stones.
Oh, is this-
The rest of the
I look
caravan's
for
like,
shiny
can we
rock.
go? What was that, Thornock?
I look for a shiny rock.
Oh yeah. Actually, so part of the process, one of the days of this spending is basically you spending the day polishing and like getting all the imperfections out of the stone. Because if you want a luck stone, you don't want it to have any cracks or anything. So
Would I be able to carve a luck stone into something?
The shape of something.
yeah, if you want to, you can carve.
Yeah.
Go ahead and roll me just a dexterity check for your carving.
Can I see if I find a purple rock? Can I roll for that?
15.
Yeah, you can roll for it, but It's a good statue, Thornock. That's a very nice statue of
I want to do the same.
Knocked fist.
a knocked fist.
11.
Yours is okay. Like
What's the check against?
it's just a dexterity check. How did you get lower on a dex check than Thornock?
I rolled a 5 plus 6.
18.
18.
I rolled
You
a
just
15.
use normal stone.
Yes.
15. But I just wanted to see if I could find like a
Yeah.
purpley.
No, you can't find a purple rock, but you're pretty confident that you can use some sort of transmutation or alchemy to shift the color of the stone yourself.
I guess I'll just take this kind of bluish looking one.
It's almost purple, like it's so close to being purple, but you're like, I'm a wizard and I know that's not purple.
I want to inlay my stone with some of the hair. My girl.
Okay.
I'm making mine in the shape of a stag. I had a spiritual experience.
Mm-hmm.
I remember that. But of course, I'm not going to get one for a while. So when my time
Alright,
comes,
But here's what it is. All of you, you're 25 gold pieces in on each stone already. As you all basically spend a day, like your evening, kind of whittling together and kind of working through. And, Akio, since he's just basically picked a stone, and he polished it rather quickly, he walks around and gives you pointers like, oh, no, you need to get rid of this imperfection here. Sorry, that's going to ruin that portion. You'll just have to redo it and whatever. But he basically goes around and helps everybody. So whoever's recording, whoever's doing the magical items needs to record down that you're 25 gold pieces in on 5 luck stones.
5. So okay.
we can all individually.
Yeah, everyone
subtract.
just track
Your
own,
luck
I
stone.
guess.
Yeah, so
I've got
in case you use your piece of paper to track your luck stone.
Okay. Let's.
So just put luck stone 25 out of 500
Okay.
gold pieces.
Okay.
This is great programming, by the way. This is the best stuff we've ever done, I'm sure.
This is like when Ron Swanson does the make a chair on live TV at night.
Yes.
As you can see, the brand in the wood is perfect for a chair.
And you also do find that this traveling merchant has 1,000 gold pieces worth of residuum on it, if you wanted to buy that. Which is the enchanting materials, basically, that you need.
Yeah.
Because you can't just spend the gold, put a gold coin on the item and have it disappear. As cool as that would be.
How much of that do you need?
Well, you're going to need 1,000 for 2, right?
Yep, it's 500 per. So
500
basically,
gold
yeah.
each.
Mhm. So basically, what you do is you take the total cost of the item, you minus the cost. Well, so the total cost of the magic item, and you minus the cost of what the actual item would be.
Free.
So in this case, the stone is free because it's literally a stone. And then basically, as they were carving into it and polishing it, you were giving them like a polish that had a little bit of residuum that you had on you laced with it, so that it kind of spread that magic out and got rid of the imperfections and everything. And then the rest of that cost. So if you're trying to make a suit of armor or a weapon that's a +1, for example, it's 500 gold minus the cost of the actual weapon that you need to buy, and then the rest is
So
residual.
we each need to throw in another 100 to get the
Well, I would say
or 250.
no, like you
first.
probably you spend 500 and you spend 500. And now you don't need to spend any more gold. You just need the time. in order
Right,
to
okay.
Make the stone.
Okay, that's fine. I'll do that.
Okay.
All right, 500,
We'll have to
sir.
find some residuum.
I'm
elsewhere
rich.
for money.
I'm always rich, though.
Yeah.
I'm literally every dragon. I'm incredibly rich.
If only that were true in real life.
I am every dragon in real life
No,
too.
I meant the rich.
Amen.
What time is it?
11:30.
11:35.
My phone just shut. Of course, so I can't.
Yeah, your phone's dead. Your phone is dead.
All right, so we're actually going to move along. Moving right along.
Moving right along.
And it's another 5 days pass. You pass through a few towns. Go ahead and roll me some more
Crack it.
checks. And if you want, you can each spend 5 days worth of You can just do the 25 gold pieces for your magic items, or you can do you too, or you can try to roll a check to do more.
I'm gonna try and roll a check.
Okay.
I'll try and set
Is it a single check or multiple?
You'll roll a check for each day.
Okay, that's a 19 for the first one.
Okay, so that succeeds. So you'll just be able to double the amount, so that's 50 for that first day.
Okay. 4 for
I rolled 2 natural ones in a row. Come on.
These are for your rings, right?
Yeah.
Ring. Thank goodness. What did you get on your second check there, Brom?
That's a 4 plus.
Okay. So 4 plus
Was it
8
another
is
one?
Sorry,
12.
4 plus 4, 8.
Oh, 8. Okay.
Yeah.
So you don't make any progress that day. Yeah. You just basically, it goes out to the usual 25.
487 out of 500.
So 3 more. So 8 plus 4, 12.
12. Yeah. Okay. So that one's just a normal 25. You're not any closer, any farther away.
7 plus 4, that's plus.
Yeah. You're
One
still
off.
okay with 25 gold for that day. And then finally, for the 5th day,
Okay. 15 plus 4.
that's double. So an extra 25.
Okay, I want to roll for that as well.
Okay.
So it's an Arcana
Yep.
check. So 18.
18. So that's you can double
Okay.
for that day. So 50 instead of 25.
Keep a track. 50. Okay. 19.
Yep. Another 50. Brahm is like struggling and having to look at the pattern the whole time, and Akio's just like.
Is this
13.
things are upside down?
13, 20, just 25 for that day.
Okay.
Yep.
Okay, you really need
And
to
that
work
was
on your penmanship.
3. He can read it just fine. He doesn't know what you're talking about.
You have to be drunk to read it.
This is drunk script.
Okay.
Or please can't.
19 plus 7, 26.
That's 75 gold
Okay.
for that day.
And the final 14.
14. That is just 25 for that day.
Almost halfway there.
Yep. So 225 plus the 25 I already had. So 250. Nice. I'm exactly halfway there.
Okay. So you guys are traveling along on this 5th day after you've got your luck stones made. You've got yours in your pocket or around your neck or wherever you want it. I mean, obviously they're not doing anything for you yet, but it's nice and comfortable. Did you say that you carved yours into something too?
Still thinking of a design, but yeah,
Okay,
I'm
okay,
definitely
you did carve
kind
something.
of
Okay.
carving it.
And then, so you guys are just kind of wandering through, listening to the latest. Lai's been talking about how much money he's going to be making for past the entire trip, and so it's getting a little grating at this point. And you see some birds flying overhead, kind of circling a little bit, and everybody's going to go ahead and roll me a nature check.
Natural 20.
Okay.
13 plus
12.
I'm getting better at this nature thing.
16.
My wood elf heritage
6.
Attaboy. 16.
is coming,
16,
coming through. The stag imbued me with.
I feel closer to nature. Like you're touching every tree and
10 for me.
and okay.
Has a
So
spirit?
Brahm goes. Those like everybody, but Brahm and Ari just are like, oh look, some eagles that are flying over. That's pretty cool.
Are there
Brahm
hobbits
goes.
on 'em?
Those no, there are no hobbits on these eagles. Brahm goes. Those aren't eagles, and Ari recognizes them as peregrines, which are
Like a heart.
they're a big nasty bird that preys on people. And they are circling specifically around the mound. Let me see if
Around what?
or not a mound, around the caravan.
Okay. I just point up and I say, what were they called again?
Parapet?
Peridon.
Harrison,
Periton.
don't look at the stats.
Oh, sorry, I
Yeah,
just-
you're fine.
Parroting. Okay, cool.
Yeah,
They have like
AC of
horns.
Looks like a giant parrot with horns.
Yeah, I'm just like, yep.
I say,
Let's see. AC of this, can I punch it?
I just shout and I point up and I say, "Those aren't birds. Everyone, get ready."
And it's at that point that they start diving towards you.
Okay.
So we're gonna roll initiative here, but there's no surprise round thanks to Ari and Brom.
I'm finally
Oh, that was
useful.
almost a 20.
So there's several of them. Most of the other guards are going to be off doing their own fights against them.
Sure.
We're gonna go ahead and put you guys around. Just to say that 3 of you are over around this, which
What happened to your shopping?
I turn to the dwarf and I say, "Do we get paid after this, or like, just want to make sure you live and I get paid, or paid before something happens?"
yeah. How about I pay you after?
I just wanted to check, and then I pull out my watch. Oh, and take cover.
And then we've got a bigger, longer one that's going to be.
Maybe the prisoner might be helpful.
I don't want to risk letting him out and finding out.
He's a murderer.
Could be a lie. Just by telling us that.
Bow down.
I kind of want to go talk to.
So we're gonna go ahead and throw. I'm just gonna come down here and be diving down that way, and then the other one. Yeah, we'll use a different type of feathered bird. It's gonna be over here. Hey, this.
Remember our discussion about tactics.
Right.
I wasn't there. I'm rushing in.
Focus. Focus fire. Aggroing. And then, of course, Reese. Leroy Jenkins.
Lunera.
At least I'm tough enough that I can do that.
I know, right?
Brom.
We're gonna do the fastball special. It's 8, 9, 10, 11.
Okay.
By the way, that's what I'm calling your throwing me. Thornock.
Ari.
What?
No, great.
I know. Miracle. I had a crappy initiative roll.
Akio
16.
This means I'm gonna have good attack rolls.
and Thornock.
7.
7. Okay. All right. So this one is going to come down first, and it's going to swoop down and try to claw at.
Akio, you're turned the wrong way.
So the first thing it's going to do is it's actually, as it's diving, it lowers its head, and you see these sharp horns and these sharp antlers, and it's going to try and gore you first.
Lord.
And it gets a 19 to hit you.
Yeah, that hits.
Oh, this could get exciting.
So that's,
In a bad way.
and it is making,
Never mind, I won't use the pen.
it is making a dive attack. This as well.
Holy cow. Why are the birds so strong? They're birds.
They're birds. They're just birds.
Not birds. They're Praetorians. What are they called?
P-E-R-Y-T-O-N. Periton?
It's something.
12 piercing damage.
Ow.
So it slices up with the antlers and kind of tosses you a little bit into the air, and then it brings its talons up, and it's going to make its second attack against you.
You're gonna die on your first attack.
And it crits.
No!
These horny birds.
Man, these birds hate wizards. Holy.
Do you guys ever watch the America's Funniest Home Videos? Jackalope? That's what I'm imagining, except a bird.
11 damage.
Oh my lord. I'm barely alive. Maybe we should have made the cloak of armor class or whatever.
The cloak of armor class.
Yeah, the cloak of protection.
And so it slices and it just like digs its talon into you and tosses you back down to the ground. And as you're slowly rising up, you're noticing that you're not actually bleeding very much, but your ring is glowing.
Dang it. Something bad's happening, guys. Wait, this was only 6 seconds and I have nothing to say.
No, I mean, the talking is a free action. So.
Okay.
And then it is, let's see, so that was it coming down.
Please be my turn to attack that.
It actually is Akio's turn.
Yes.
In melee range, so do something that will automatically
Auto
hit,
hit.
so you don't
Yeah,
have to
I'll
disadvantage.
do a magic missile since it auto hits.
Okay.
I'll cast it at level 2 to gain 4 darts.
Okay.
So here we go. So 4, 5, 8, 10 plus 4, so 14 damage.
Nicely done.
Knock that hooker junk out of the sky!
It lets out a horrifying screaming noise as the bolts of force hit it, and it kind of starts flapping up and trying to get away.
They really hate that ship.
And then it is Ari. This one is still. It is still 60 feet in the air.
Okay. So I'm going to try and go 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35, 40, 45. Whew.
Nice.
Barely. And attack.
No, you're still a square away from it.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Well, in that case, crap. Because I went this way instead of diagonal at one point, but I guess it would have either put me there
Yeah.
or there, right?
I don't think it would get you any closer.
Okay, so I can't attack unless I can't. Can I?
Don't you have like shurikens or something?
I got darts.
Darts.
So I guess I'll chuck a dart.
Okay.
Fuck a dart.
What else am I gonna do? And it's a 20. I assume 20 hits.
That will hit. Yes.
Is it a natural 20 or just?
No. For 6 damage.
It sinks in a little bit, but it looks like this creature has very thick hide.
Uh-oh.
Maybe
Piercing
resistance.
damage. Resistance.
Okay.
Need to stab
Then it is
fire.
this one's turn. This one is going to come down. So it's coming down diagonally, and it's going to swoop in at Thornock,
Uh-oh.
and it gets its.
Bring it.
You start singing that "Let's Get It
you for
On."
that second attack. Good thing that I forgot.
I would have died.
Always remember your bonuses, people. That includes me. So this is a 21 to hit you, Thornock.
Yeah, it just barely hits.
Just barely, huh? 16 piercing damage. And then the second attack is even better than that.
Birds are kicking our butts.
Oh no, I did roll the extra damage for you.
We did? Okay.
Yep. I rolled it incorrectly though. Yeah. So the second attack, Thornock hits you for 14 piercing damage.
There's 2 of them that I'm seeing on the map.
So
right
it did 30 damage total?
Yep.
Holy crap.
Yeah, so
And
that
he
was
wasn't raging yet. Right? Because he didn't have a turn?
Yeah.
Yeah.
What was that, Thornock?
Oh, that was just super fun. I'm like a third of my health.
Indeed.
He's not used to taking so much damage.
But then that is its turn, and it can't fly away because it used all of its movement to get there. And it's Brom's turn.
Do I perceive the damage that's been dealt to my patriots?
You've heard the words of warning, and you've heard the sounds of battle.
Okay, so there's nothing. Is there anything obstructing my view from
I mean, the wagon.
wagons?
Yeah.
Okay.
But you did see a bird fly down here, and you know that Thornock and Ari was in this general.
How hard would it be for me to get on top of the wagon?
Not too hard.
Okay, I want to get on top of the wagon and go to the back of the thing, but I want to try and keep a little bit of cover to where I can see it.
Okay.
But it can't get like a
Yeah,
fix on
it's
it.
currently clawing into Thornock. And you
Okay,
can see
so I
that.
could see.
Yep.
So from there, seeing what's going on, I'm going to cast Dissonant Whispers at the 2nd level.
Okay.
So it's going to need to make a Wisdom saving throw of 13.
This
Is 46.
It does not save.
Okay. 4, 8, 9, 11.
11?
So that's
Okay.
11 damage. And so if it fails, it's got to immediately use its reaction if available to move as far away as it can from me.
Immediately. Okay.
Immediately.
So you what do you do?
I'm in a terrible mood as of late, and you've come to the wrong caravan.
And then it's going to take its move, and it's going to move, or its reaction is going to move.
As long as it's not
literally flying up back into the air and
okay.
getting away from you.
Yeah, so far away from me.
Let's see, that's fine.
And that should make it.
It makes it all the way over here, and it's 60 feet in the air again.
Okay. So.
No.
Thornock, and then can I take like just a bonus flavor action? Are you okay?
I mean, as soon as I rage, I'll be good.
All right.
Maybe.
He's like, I'll be fine just once I get angry.
All right. In the meantime, I'm going to use a bonus action to cast my healing word, just at the 1st level, and I'm like, it's dangerous out there. Take this. Be healed. It'll be a 1d4. That's a 4 plus 3, 7.
Heal for 7.
So if you have 7 hit points, and best of luck to you.
Okay.
Thanks, man.
Then it is whoever has better dexterity out of Thornock and Lunira.
Out of who?
Whoever has better dexterity out of you and Lunira.
I only have a +1.
What do you have? Dexterity plus.
Dexterity plus one as well.
Yeah.
So it's a 13 dexterity. What's your?
I also have a 13 dexterity.
All right, pick somebody to go first then.
Well, what if we do like a roll off?
Roll off. Roll.
One,
I'll
two,
go
three,
first.
I got a 6.
Thornock said he'll go first.
Okay, good, because that was a crappy roll.
I would like to rage,
You are now raging.
Rage.
and I'm going to try to murder the bird in front of me.
It moved.
There is no bird in front of you anymore.
So I scared the one off in front of you, but the one over in Accio.
Might be able to get him.
Where's the closest bird?
It's the raptor bird. Can we see that on the screen?
Yeah.
Yeah. It's in the
So you'd have to go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So what's your movement speed?
I only have 30.
So
Six.
that's as far as you can get. Or if you wanted to go diagonal there, let's say.
And then the closest bird is about 25 feet in front of you.
Throw a javelin.
Don't hit Accio.
I am going to throw a javelin.
Don't get a natural one.
Yeah, don't
Kill the
hit.
panther.
Don't kill the panther.
Our Saturday group, a guy shot and hit the panther and killed it. It was one of our rangers, panthers.
Oh.
Oh,
Didn't kill it, thankfully. Knocked it
15.
unconscious. A 15 will hit.
And it says, before it wakes up, I'm going to pull it out and say, check, you rolled a natural one. Okay, 2 failed death saving throws with the
For 11 points.
For 11 points. Okay. It lets out another shriek as your javelin sinks into it, and then it just kind of breaks the javelin using one of its talons. And then it is Lunira's turn.
Okay, how far away am I from that?
So this one is 60 feet in the air,
Okay.
and then that one is down on the ground as you're 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
It is a scared bird, so watch out for big droppings.
Yeah.
I would like to make my way to that one. And let's.
You can probably
Jump
hop
off
up
the
over
back.
the horse,
Yep.
Where the horse is attached, technically, right
Yep,
here.
and let's kick its ass.
Maybe
Alright,
she'll plan to
15
jump on the
plus
back.
5, 20.
Okay, 20 will hit.
And I added a wall die or something.
7 damage.
7 damage. Okay.
I will roll my other attack.
Alright,
10 plus 5, 15.
that'll hit.
9 damage.
Alright, that's enough to kill it.
Yes!
So your sword strike comes in, and you kind of just slam in with sort of like that to hold on, and it starts bucking a little bit, and you bring the axe around, bam, right between the horns, and it just drops to the ground with a thud. All right, and that is the end of the first
Satisfying.
round.
Nice.
Oh wait.
Death to the pterodactyls.
So first up is actually Akio. Akio, you're hurt, but the beast that attacked you has been slain. Now there's just the other one that's currently
60 feet there.
wheeling its way around after running away from.
See how far my range is on magic missile?
Yeah.
That's right, you overgrown chicken.
It is 120 feet, so I can definitely hit it.
Yep.
I'm going to cast at level 2.
Okay.
And that's 4 darts, so 3, 6, 7, math, 11. Plus 4, so 15.
15.
That's what I did last time.
Was that your magic?
Yeah, you did 14 last time.
Oh, I did 14 last
Yep.
time. One better.
Was that magic?
Yeah.
So they slam into it, and it kind of sputters a little bit and drops maybe about 10 feet before picking itself back up and spinning around. And it is going to start coming in on its next dive on its turn, but it is Ari first.
Okay.
How far do your darts go?
Yeah, that's what I'm looking at.
60 feet.
60 feet.
You should have used your movement to like hide under the cart or something. It's gonna come eat you.
Crap, I didn't even think about that.
Do you want to? Yeah. Do you want to use your movement?
Yeah, I want to run away.
Okay. So that's 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30. You can make it to here.
Perfect.
Okay.
I'm hiding behind Thornock.
We're not saving me.
So the range of my dart is 60 feet. Could I hit it?
Yes.
Okay.
Mhm. It's barely at like the edge of your range.
Nice. Nicholas, FIC.
23.
Okay, that'll hit.
Nice.
For
We should
what was
get you
it?
like the dartboard
Sorry.
competitions and pubs.
I know.
You hit mark at 60 feet.
So, seeing that she's barely out of range, Ari kicks up onto the wagon and kind of does that cool like spin through the air and tosses the dart at her peak
For 5.
for 5 damage. Okay. Kind of jabs into its neck a little bit and has to kind of shake it off as it's diving down. And then it will dive. And it's coming down and just see.
Want to pick on?
It's a good question. And it's actually Akio.
No!
So it comes diving down, and it does get close enough that you guys can touch it, but it doesn't actually provoke opportunity attacks because of its abilities.
By its talent.
And it's going to come diving down, and it rolls a natural 1. So it comes diving down, and it just like it
Hits the ground.
Akio drunkenly dives under the wagon, and it just slammed into the ground, and we'll have it skid about 20 more feet this way, and it just picks itself up to kind of shake itself off and everything, so it's not going to get its other attack or anything like that. Brahm, it is your turn.
Luck is in my favor tonight. Luckstone is already paying off.
Yeah.
There's
All
no
right, so
It's not even done.
It's halfway
shatter
lucky.
it. There's no one. There's no one close.
from where I'm at, he's down.
If you shatter
Is he in the
front
air
of him-
still?
No, he's on the
He's on
ground.
the ground.
He's shaking himself off and trying to pick himself back up.
Yeah, if you
Okay.
shatter in front of him, then it won't hit us.
Just don't hit the wagon. You don't want to.
5, 10, 15, 20 is as far as I can go, so I couldn't run up to Musket.
Yeah, if you shredded the wagon.
I'm gonna try and
obliterate it.
yeah. I can't if I. I'm gonna try and shatter. Is there any livestock?
Yes, this is a horse.
There's a horse.
Yeah,
We're
there will
gonna
be a
shatter
horse
that.
right here. And the boar is right here.
I am going to mock it viciously.
Okay.
Stupid bird.
I wonder how you taste. Get in my belly. So we're gonna go ahead and that one, and that is going to be a wisdom saving throw 13.
Okay.
If they make it,
He does not make it.
okay.
Oh,
It's just a 1d4.
Well, he was rolling terribly on the last round.
That's a 4.
Okay, that's enough to kill it.
Oh wow! You mocked it to death.
So it's like flapping on the ground, and then all of a sudden its eyes kind of cross, and it just lets out a final shriek and just collapses.
Nice. I want to recover my darts from the two.
Yep. The javelin is broken, but the darts are recoverable.
Okay.
There's no
And then I want to go look for like the other guards that are
Yeah.
fighting. Like, see if we can find any others that are.
So it looks like everybody else pretty much has this well handled. It was coordinated kind of defense. Everybody knows Peritons. They're kind of like once you can identify them, it's like okay, well, hide behind something while they dive, and then when they get close enough, or attack them or use ranged weapons.
Yeah.
I want to ask No Hard. Are you okay?
Yes, we're fine.
Just a patron.
Yeah, it looks like your friend over there is a little hurt though, and he wants over to throw.
I'll be back.
And Akio.
I'm gonna run over to Akio. And I want to
I want to check on Adele.
see if this thing works.
I mean Adele.
Adele. She's very calmly just kind of sitting in her wagon. Her guards around her seem to have just been kind of in a defensive stance around her, but no Peritons came close. And she goes, "Oh, you're sweet."
I'm gonna use 4 charges of cure wounds, and I'm gonna tap him on the head.
Okay.
You can't even reach my head.
Is it Akio or
It's
Thornok?
Akio.
Who's lower health?
Akio
I
is
only
right
have
now.
3.
He has 3 hit points.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. And if I can't reach his head, I'm gonna poke him in the stomach with it.
Okay, so go ahead and spend 4 charges, and then you get a D6 plus 4 at the beginning of each day. I believe is what it is.
Okay.
Of
That's-
it's charging up again, and it's a total of 10 charges. I think that it has, right?
1d8 plus my spellcasting ability modifier, which is
Per level.
So, 3.
Yeah, 1d8 per level. Plus your
So 4.
yeah, so it'll be a total of 4d8.
4d8.
Nice. That's pretty good.
More than I was.
He spends 5 charges. He can do a mass cure wounds, which is multiple.
Oh, you should do that then and heal both.
I think
Thornok
it's.
at the same
I think
time.
it. Let me look at the actual
Yeah, so you can
healing
do
for it
both.
because I think it's just.
Yes, it's
Lower.
5 charges, and it's a range of anyone in 30-foot radius. I'll do the 5 charges.
Hang on. Let me check just to make sure.
I'll poke him. Nothing happens. Rat.
Mass cure wounds is 3d8 plus your spellcasting modifier,
3d8 spellcasting modifier.
and then it's up to 6 creatures in a 30-foot radius.
3, so it's plus 3. And that's the modifiers after,
Yes.
right?
Uh-huh.
Okay. So it's
So roll 3d8 and then add 3.
8, 7, and 4, 7, 11,
19.
19.
Plus
3.
Because it was 8 plus 7 is 15.
Plus 4.
Plus 4 is
yeah,
19.
and then plus your 3 bonus. So
21.
21.
So Thornok and Akio both give 21 hit
Yes.
points.
Ooh,
and
almost up to full.
If there's any guards in the area that were being dispatched of,
Mm-hmm.
this is the remainder. It's a 30-foot sphere, so I
Yeah.
doubt they're in range.
I mean, as you're like getting ready and gearing up with your healing staff that everybody kind of knows about by this point because they saw you walk out of the woods with the staff after chasing the golden
Not sure if
stare.
this is going to work, but
Yep, and everybody's.
oh,
You get a couple extra drinks
Whoa.
swap for you that night.
Is it like a golden light that comes out?
Kind of like
Yeah, how does that look for Brahm? Because it would be Brahm's individual taste.
Right.
Would it be a golden light? Would you have it like musical notes?
using notes like just
it would be an inspiring power chord.
like a classic rock, like.
All right.
Nice
So it's
little
a sound wave. It's
Yeah, it's a sound wave. It's like Ripley.
It's the opening chords for "Money for Nothing" from Dire Straits.
Yeah,
That's what I hear in my head.
and it's that feeling when you're at a concert and you feel the bass hit you, and then you're like, wow, that's awesome. That's how innovative it goes with that bass note.
I can't hear my own heartbeat.
Dubstep. Key and Peele style.
I don't think that heals.
Just start ripping my face off.
Yes.
Somebody calculate 900 divided by 5, please. I don't have my calculator on me.
It's 240.
240? That's the experience.
900 divided by 5?
Yeah.
240
No,
experience.
180.
Yeah, sorry.
Oh, 180.
180.
Is it 180? Actually, sorry. It's different. I think it's just 300 for that one. Because that counts as this full adventure encounter.
So 300 divided by 5. XP, experience.
No, so 300 experience each.
Oh.
Nice.
Yep.
Oh, baby, I'm so close. Oh, wait, yeah, it is.
And then...
How close are you guys, just out of curiosity?
I'm like 700 off.
I'm about 800 off, yes.
Alright, that's about where I'm at too.
I don't think I've added it to you more.
Yeah,
Yeah, if you're looking
all...
online, all of yours was written down physically, so you won't be...
Yeah.
You'll have to remember these
closer to
numbers.
I've been getting some bonuses. Only 400.
After you remember these numbers and then write them down later on your paper.
Well, I've
Maybe notes. No.
been adding it to my character.
Okay.
So then just
Should
take
be-
what you have at home. And
Right, yeah, which
you'll have to add those other ones
Yeah,
there.
yeah.
And then and then the rest of the day continues on.
Can I check my ring again? I'm so close.
Yes, you can go ahead and roll for your... What are you at for your ring?
487 out of 500.
Okay. So another 3 days are going to pass as
So
you guys
3
are traveling
rolls.
along.
Okay.
I believe we are well into the second 10-day, maybe actually into the third by now. So we're getting close.
Luckstone 8.
Luckstone 8. 8 is 25.
14.
14 is 25. Actually, sorry, the 8 is 0.
Okay. 13.
13 is just your regular 25.
That's 3 days.
It was 3 days, yeah.
So 2
So
times.
2 times, yep.
Just... I think I did it, guys.
Solve the puzzle.
532! I solved it.
Okay, so on... Crap. I really wish I had my phone for this. Can I borrow your phone?
Yeah.
Actually, but yeah, I'm gonna need to borrow it. Okay. I need to log into my email too.
While you're doing that, then I'll check on my progress for my Luckstone.
Okay.
I get 3 rolls for that.
Yes.
So 16.
That's 50.
Okay. 12.
That's just your normal 25.
Okay. And the final is 16 plus 7 is 23.
That's 75.
All right. 400 out of 500, guys. I'm almost there. That Arcana expert was really helping out, man. And then I'll get a +1 to that, too. Holy cow. +8 on Arcana. I'm wondering if it's going to play like a help me, Obi-Wan Kenobi. I'm like, freaking
I was
Jedi!
going to say drink your Ovaltine.
Oh my gosh, I'll be so upset.
It's just a whistle ring.
Woo! It's a good job. I'm Mr. Meeseeks. Look at me.
Look at me, I'm Mr. Meeseeks.
Like, ooh,
Look at me.
I want to take
Ooh-wee.
1 stroke off my golf game. Like,
Oh,
okay, let me get some help. Oh, Mr. Mist.
Oh,
Is he squaring his shoulders? He's trying.
oh, Mr. Meeseeks.
It's like the best episode.
All right, I'm
No,
just.
Way to go, Jerry.
The snowball episode was pretty
Oh,
good
that's
too.
Right. On the interim, welcome back, Christian.
Hey, Christian.
Faye Gwent, thanks for joining us.
Yo.
Much better than the regular Gwent.
Yo.
Faye Gwent.
Yes, this is Faye Gwent.
Mm-hmm. Which almost sounds like favorite now that I'm
Fragrant.
Yeah.
Wait,
Got
wait.
Trap in the Hat,
Faye Gwent.
Zebra, Team Nom. Rufus Priest, that guy.
Okay.
Yo.
Just kidding, Reese, you're my favorite.
And there's a
I know.
guy in there called Giraffe in a Hat. That's me.
Reese,
changed my
Reese,
name.
you're familiar with Wolverine and the Colossus, right? In the X-Men?
With what?
Wolverine and the Colossus, their fastball special.
That's where I throw you, right?
Yeah, so the Colossus in X-Men used to throw Wolverine. That's what they call fastball special. Wind up and check him. Then Wolverine would be like, "Rah!" So full on, what's his bucket?
Claws out.
Okay.
Rage.
That's how you defeat the whole.
So
I don't want any.
you're all sitting there in the evening. Akio has been working on this ring for a while now.
Month.
And finally, you click it into place, and it starts glowing. And everybody within your campsite, which is probably presumably just the 5 of you, here's kind of your vision kind of fades to black, and you hear a voice that says, let's see.
All of our vision fades to black?
Mhm.
Whoa.
Yeah, this is the tale of the sister of the arcane lock. As a high elf, Denali was always proud of her ability to channel the arcane and her considerable wit. Hers was a keen mind, which was intimidating for all but Losarian. The bard played music each night, always keeping a watchful eye on the young wizard as she spoke with friends and turned down suitors. They tried, and she grew tired of the same excuses for turning them away. To deny all, she began to put forth the challenge. She said her heart would belong to the one who could bring her a riddle she could not solve. This was fun for her at first, but soon she also grew tired of the suitors and their perceived cleverness. She spent months answering riddles, sometimes answering the same one several times in a single evening. When she had had enough of the game, she declared that any who would listen at the inn, which for the beauty she was meant all in attendance were listening, that this would be the last night she would take riddles. If none claimed her heart tonight, she would be alone forever. Everyone tried that night to stump her, but none could. The evening wound down, and she was about to turn in, when someone cleared his throat behind her. She turned to see Losarian, who gave a flourishing bow and said, "Of no use to one, yet absolute bliss to two. The small boy gets it for nothing. The young man has to lie for it. The old man has to buy it." As she sat there for a moment, looking at Losarian, she suddenly threw herself into his arms and planted a firm kiss on his lips. Those in the room watched in amazement as they kissed, everyone shocked at the sight of Denali's in another man's arms. When they broke the kiss, though, Losarian looked sad. "Why are you sad?" Denali asked him. "You know the answer to my riddle," he said. And she smiled and said, "I guess you'll just have to try another one tomorrow." And he did. For years, the two courted each other. They would dance, he would sing, she would dazzle him with arcane knowledge and mystical spells. But every morning, he would arrive to her side with a brand new riddle, in the hopes of stumping his one true love. She never failed to guess the answer, of course, but she still did marry him. His ring for her was more a novelty than anything lovely, a simple band of metal forged by the dwarves, but the ring itself was a puzzle. One she spent their honeymoon poring over while Losarian played his lute and sang for her. It took her 3 days to solve it, and was by far the best present she had ever received. When the demon came to kill Osirian, it was Denali who came up with the plan for her sisters for the prison to capture him. She sealed the beast away in its hidden home in a secret location within where the answer lies within her puzzle ring. So the ring now displays a riddle itself that says iron roof, glass walls, burns and burns, and never falls. And I'll tell you right now, do not cheat and go online to look for the answer to this riddle.
Okay.
Nice.
That's a thing.
I think I knew it.
Iron roof, glass walls.
burns and burns, never fall.
A chimney.
And now this is a ring of arcane lock. Basically, this ring has 3 charges of the spell Arcane Lock stored in it, which is a spell that allows you to lock a door magically and hold it in place. Mm-hmm. And then it recovers 1 charge every day.
So can I add that to my roll?
So I would just add a note for the ring itself. Yeah.
I ask Akio if he recognizes the names in that story.
Junior.
No, you don't.
Okay. Has an oddly familiar twinge to it, though.
Mhm.
Seems like maybe a tale that's been told before, different names, type of thing.
What do you suppose the relation is to the ring that you already? Because that's
I don't know. I'll have to study. Because these are very different rings. And
In pursuit, that is great caution. Great deal amount of power to use such a cryptic message.
also, I'll have to take in.
And I think that is where we're going to end the night. Thanks, Casey. Go ahead and go. All right, thanks everybody. That was that's good. We are about, I would say, we're about 25 days into our journey. Total now. And we are just going to keep it at 40 to get to Waterdeep.
okay. Sweet.
All right.
So it's Ring of Arcane Lock.
Yep. It's not actually a magic item. This is one I made up myself.
Okay.
It's just basically the arcane lock. And we're,
Cool.
I hear we're getting pretty close to level 5, right? So we're about right on track.
What's the closest? I'm at 6,100 basically. I'm 400 away, 410.
I bet you are the closest, aren't you?
You're probably the closest. Yeah, I was. Right now, it's 30. Mine.
I'm at 57.
Which sounds about right, because I think you had extra XP for.
57, 45.
You're actually 57.95. 50 experience points for solving that riddle.
Oh, okay.
That, that only brings more questions.
Yeah. Well, if that chick solved it in 3 days and it took me like a month, she's
I know,
obviously
right?
super freaking smart.
You had advantage on riddles.
Yes.
All right. Good game.
Very good game. Yep.
indeed.
Thanks everybody who joined us in chat. We're meeting next week on Wednesday, I believe. Everybody okay with that? Everybody
Right. Is that okay with everyone? Wednesday?
Yes.
Have that whole week off, so.
Nice.
It'll be good. It'll be excellent. Another quick thing.
Did you guys get the whole week off?
No, we get the PTO days.
Using the rest of my PTO that I haven't used.
4 on mine, and then Christmas is off. So.
That's fair.
I'm off next Friday.
Perfect.
I'm not off
And
at all.
And Monday.
Neither am I, Reese. Neither am I.
3-day day?
Like I get Monday and next Monday.
Yeah. Monday, the Monday of New Year's Day is always the best.
Are we going
Like
to the Winter Fantasy event in Indiana?
Oh yeah.
This question from King Logan. Unfortunately, no.
Where is that located?
If someone wants to invite us
Indiana.
and pay for our flights and
Oh, you did say Indiana.
Indiana,
Yes.
yeah. I actually haven't heard of that one before.
No, we aren't. We'll check it out and take a look at it. But yeah, none of us really have any traveling money at the moment.
It'd be pretty awesome.
But thank you for the questions.
Absolutely. Thank you all for joining us. Thank you all, everybody in the chat. Another quick reminder, you've got a couple more days till the last day of December if you want to donate to Extra Life 2017. We have raised almost $600.
Woo!
Keep going, guys.
Oh, and from everybody here at the Broken Spear, happy holidays.
Be sure and follow.
Merry
Yeah,
Christmas.
give us a
Merry
good follow. Check out, Fuzzy Squirrel's channel is amazing. He does a lot of cool stuff on there. He's got a D&D game going on some Saturdays that's pretty fun that I'm guest starring in right now. So if you can't get enough of me, I actually get to be a player in it, and it's pretty awesome. So, but thank you again. Like, we really appreciate any effort that you guys put out to share us, any effort you guys put out to pay attention, or even just like leave a comment. That just lets us know that you're there and you care, and it's super nice and warm and fuzzy and everything.
Absolutely. No pun intended.
Yeah.
Maybe just a little bit.
And thank you specifically to our Brom for giving us a wonderful setup here and everything each week.
And for Nibiru for making it happen, man. We could just have cameras and sit here and sit on the couch, but he's got a story.
And he's out of the room right now, but thanks to Ari
Yes.
for giving us
For hosting.
a place to stay.
And if anyone's interested in probably 20, 30 minutes, we'll do a post-game chat thing. So we'll be back. I gotta tear down though. So thanks, guys.
Good night.
See ya.
Bye.
Bye.